Hello, my name is Kyle.
I'm
Alex.
I'm Rachel.
This is Tony.
And we are Pseudo Adults. Hello and welcome to episode 201 of the Pseudo Adults podcast. We're on the other side of 200 now.
Oh my god.
Well, if we round up, I think we've done 10,000 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's a show where we like to talk about anything that's fun and interests us, our own creative pursuits. So if that all sounds good to you, you can subscribe to this podcast. It's anywhere that you find podcasts. And you can follow me on X at Pseudo Adults.
And if you like the sound of our voices and you think you want to enjoy funny haha, go to youtube.com/SpaceZamboni or SpaceZamboni.com for significantly more funny haha. We got so much, we got a catalog of funny haha. So,
Oh, yeah.
And if you would like, and you're listening to this and you're not seeing our faces, you could join the Space Zamboni channel, youtube.com/SpaceZamboni, and you could see our fat freaking faces. If you didn't know, we're all 800 pounds and sitting in Wally chairs. So if that
I'm
sounds...
naked.
I guess you are.
Yeah. I never thought about that before. I never noticed because
I'm
we're
all
all
in this chair.
Yeah, because we're all so obese and eating Whataburger.
Nobody can see that I'm naked because all of their fat covers my.
Yeah, so if that... if that sounds interesting to you.
Unless you subscribe, and then you can see me fully naked.
There you go. All right.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/SpaceZamboni. Click the join button for as low as $1 a month. Oh, my God.
Oh, amazing.
That was so funny.
That was hilarious. If you're a pop culture fan with a level up life, check out In a Warrior. And if you're trying to get into an IT career, you can check out on In a Warrior. There's a playlist where we'll have all the courses for you to get into a tech career.
All right, very good. So we kind of back to our standard format, you guys. I wasn't sure if people had some stories, but then when we were upstairs, you guys were just like, hold on, don't tell Kyle because we could save it for the podcast. I don't know how to introduce it because I could say what I think I got out of it, but...
Okay. Yeah, let's hear what you think it is.
Yeah, I was actually
and
thinking
then,
the same thing.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear your intro.
I heard such little.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, like Tony was submitting an X-Men script or something like that.
Whoa.
So I think
To Hollywood.
Tony's auditioning to be a writer for season 2 of X-Men 97. He's showing that he has such vast knowledge of the comics, especially Age of Apocalypse, that he's throwing his hat in the ring.
Interesting.
Well, Tony's actually putting in his script to replace James Marsden ever since he showed up in that Nickelodeon documentary. So now Tony's trying to, get the Cyclops role.
Well,
1,000% would see.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Please, Hollywood, take Tony.
Yeah. Hollywood, here we come.
So what happened was Rachel had sent me a link to something.
Which one?
The X-Men thing.
Ocarina Time Link.
Yeah. So you want
I
to...
send him a lot of links a day. You got to be specific.
So explain how you found it first, and we'll start from the beginning.
Oh, I remember. Definitely remember finding
Okay.
this. I'd sent it, and probably Facebook.
Okay, but what was it?
Or TikTok.
Why are you doing this? Do we just not want to tell the story?
Do you see how he's railroading me?
Yeah,
I'm getting railroaded right now.
How'd you
online.
fucking send it? What button did you click?
This is important to the story.
This is a man I have to take home with me.
Oh.
Or he has to take me home. So.
How would it take him to walk home? No,
Yeah. It would take him a lot longer than if he was nice and I drove him in the rain.
What if that would be the time that Tony proves that he's the Flash and runs some and beats you home?
Well, then he won't find me home. So
Oh, for a little bit. For like maybe 5 minutes, roughly, give or take.
yeah, give or take 15.
15
with a box of pizza that I'm going to be like, this is mine.
This story is not worth
No.
the setup.
It's really not.
It's
What?
not.
All right. So
The
basically,
I sent you
the
a
punchline is
video.
not worth this setup.
Oh, there's a
Don't
punchline.
remember what it was. What it was.
okay. All right. So basically, I'll just explain it.
I'm a woman with a TikTok. You got to be more.
So Rachel sent a link saying that Airbnb has.
Yeah. I found it on Facebook. You got to be more specific. I didn't know what the hell we were talking about.
Oh my God.
I didn't know what we were talking about. I told
you say he's gotta be more specific.
Which link are you talking about? I send you like 10 a day.
Tony had received a link to an Airbnb that was
From
the X-Men
me,
mansion
from Facebook.
from Rachel
Whoa,
from
the
Facebook
X-Men
when she clicked the share button.
I saw that on social media too.
Yeah.
Damn,
And-
that's cool.
Tony was like, "Okay, I want to put in a reservation in for this Airbnb." And in order to do that, you need to pick a weekend.
Oh, yeah.
We put the amount of people. We put extra people in case either our parents want to come or other people want to come. And Tony had to submit a reason why he should get that
Should get
weekend.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
So he had to fill out a whole form.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a whole list of questions.
It's kind of like when Airbnb did like the Barbie Dream House thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
they did
yes.
that because X-Men 97 is so big right now.
Yeah.
So they asked him what was the
What
terminology?
is like a super neat skill that's totally useless or something like that you have? So I was asking, I was like, guys, what what kind of completely useless skill do I have?
Oh, I know the answer.
Oh, what is it?
You got the smoothest elbows.
Oh, we should have did
Yeah,
that.
see, I told him to write up close magic.
I'm like, I hope they don't ask me to do that when we're there then.
So apparently, when Tony just came over today, he said that now it's on his Airbnb profile that he does up close magic.
I said, you better start learning quick. You better start learning that up close magic real quick.
If they're gonna pick someone for an X-Men mansion, is it cooler to have Mr. Smooth Elbows or Mr. Up Close Magic?
So is up close magic like you're face to face smushing against them? And like, is this your card? And like,
Yeah.
I can't tell. You're smushed against.
There's no way I will be able to tell.
Yeah, right. I don't know. Now we got to figure that out.
You got to start learning up close magic.
If we get picked.
You should learn it in advance. What if we find out too late and you don't have time to learn up close magic?
Oh, that's
you
true.
might as well learn it, and then your Airbnb profile is accurate.
And hopefully they don't listen to this episode.
Yeah,
right.
You'll never find.
My Prime account is always ready for you to buy your up close magic kit.
My brother used to love those magic kits
Yeah, I think my brother had a few.
where you get to make the rice turn into water or something.
Yeah, like I know they had like
People were lined up
cards
to
and
fill your
stuff.
elbows at that Airbnb.
They would.
Fair enough. But
True.
I think it's a really funny concept because if he put that's his skill and he's really bad at it, they can't tell him. They're not going to be like, "You're bad at this." They're going to be like, "Oh yeah."
You gotta be completely confident.
See, what's a skill? My eczema.
Yeah.
I lost my thumb.
Yeah. Pick a number and why is it 7?
Yeah. This is your card. I'm not asking. I'm telling you.
God, he's so up close.
Personal bubble, man.
Aggression. That's your talent.
So we find out a day before his birthday whether we got picked or not. So
Whoa.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
And then you guys are going to race the day after.
Yeah. Yep.
It's on our calendar.
Celebratory race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing race.
Oh yes.
May 26th.
But yeah, apparently their danger room is gonna have like stunt people in there too, so that like
What?
actually do something in the danger room. So should be interesting.
No.
The place where you sleep has got weird people inside just waiting for you.
In the danger room, I guess. I don't know. There's probably like a time like that you have to go there to do it, like a show kind of.
I
thing.
did say, how do we get them to not be in the house? Because I just want to walk around the place.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Be like, ah, that's it. Wow,
Yeah.
X-Men.
It's the world that we're living in. It's the X-Men's world again.
Yeah.
I love Tony's like, it's in Westchester, like the town Westchester. I go, no, you're like saying the town Suffolk. I was like, no, Westchester is the county Westchester. In the, yeah.
Oh, I
The way
thought that
he
was
said
a
it with
town.
such confidence. It's a
See?
town. I go,
Yeah, no, I
Westchester
thought it was a
is
town.
the Suffolk or Nassau County.
It's true.
which we're really far away from because we
Yeah.
live in California.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Right.
We're monsters of California.
Yeah.
Whenever they're like Long Beach, like, oh yeah, we have that here in California.
Right.
Yeah.
I come from Wisconsin, the land of cheese.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
You're
They-
you're
we're
an
good.
AI avatar that we place in the seat to do the podcast with us because your real brain's in
It's
Wisconsin.
really just a big screen.
Yeah. Yep.
The other thing that we have not one Tony story, but two Tony stories to get through today, because right before recording, it was Rachel that found it very important to
This is a very
make something clear on the
learned
podcast.
something new after being with Tony for how many years? Like 7 years, 8,
Whoa.
Yeah.
8.
What?
I don't remember. It's 8 or something. At one point, you lose
Just
track.
track.
So we go hiking yesterday, and we go to I forgot how you pronounce it, the Arboretum or something.
Arboretum?
Arboretum, yeah.
Oh, land of trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We went.
I love that place, by the way.
It's the best.
Yeah, right in the middle of California.
Right in the
Yeah,
middle of California.
Yeah, I love that place.
There's a ton of them, so I'm just.
Yeah, but that specific one I saw on social media.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. There was a lot of flowers, and a lot of things were blooming, and they had like a moss garden. It was pretty cool.
Ooh, nice.
They had like a mansion there too, like a huge mansion. But when we were there obviously where we are in California, has a lot of turkeys in California. So they were there. Like there was a female and a male, the bigger one.
Whoa.
They're pretty big. And Tony's like, oh, you're getting close. I want to get closer. I'm like, they're not nice, right? We're just gonna assume all birds are nice.
Up close magic too.
Yeah. This is your card.
So we see them, and all of a sudden, Tony starts doing a turkey call, and I go,
I always want everyone to do turkey impressions and then end on Tony.
yes,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I did pretty good. Right? Yeah, they go. Okay. Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Wait, before you do that, I
She's
turned
getting
to
really
Tony,
close.
and I'm like, what is this monstrous sound that you're making out of your mouth? Go.
All right.
Go, 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 go.
That's a turkey.
I thought it was.
I think it's a turkey.
Go, 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 go.
Oh.
Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Okay, so you are just saying gobble.
And he goes, wait. And I was like,
Go, 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 go.
Yeah, yeah.
the way you're saying it.
Yeah, he's just saying
Just
gobble.
You're a turkey that was been hit by a
It's
truck.
like going instead of going woof woof. It's like woof woof woof.
Yeah, it's like
meow,
if you said do a
meow.
British accent, so it's just like a British.
A T.
T, Boston, Boston,
Oh, my God.
like that.
London fog.
I was like, I turned to him. I go, "Are you human?" And then we had another fact where I found that it was kind of truthful, but in the moment I was like, he goes, yeah, because geese have or what?
Yeah, geese have teeth.
Geese have teeth, and I was like, do chickens have teeth? And he goes, no, and I was like, then do ducks have teeth? And he goes, no, and I went, so then why would geese have teeth? And why would geese have teeth?
Because he just watched Migration in that movie. They have big old pearly whites.
They do have teeth.
But then I found out, which I'll tell you later.
Oh, good tease. That's good.
really
good for the retention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retention, just say all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was our fun hiking.
Did he do that like in the vicinity? Like because you were like, let's get closer to the turkey, and then he made the noise. So how far were you from the turkey in that moment?
A good from
It was like in your
us to like that. From us to like.
Oh yeah. See, that sounds weird now.
We were
Sound
probably a little
sound a
bit
little
further
strange.
from me, probably from there to the camera. So we were like pretty close, and Tony goes. I was like, why would you want them to come closer to you? What first?
I nurse a bed of turkey.
Yeah.
And they're pretty big. They're pretty like
Yeah, they're
male
big.
ones are
Yeah.
pretty. And I went, if it was just a female, I'd be like, okay, great. But because there was a male there, I was like, not interested. I was like, not interested to get attacked by a wild turkey today.
I think I've seen a peacock at that place before.
Ooh,
There is, I know there is ones that just wander around.
Delicious.
They they even have a cafe there. We didn't eat there. They have a cafe, and You can walk around there.
nice.
It's very
Yeah,
inside of the
if
venue.
anyone's ever in Sacramento, it's like right outside.
Right outside. It's very nice, and the wild turkeys everywhere. Be careful, wild turkey might jump you.
Yeah. With its mutant powers.
Yeah.
We're a black widow.
Okay.
I'm just so interested in other Tony animal sounds right now. Like, I just want to go through the animal kingdom. And
You got to get like one of AJ's little
Yeah.
toys
Oh,
pianos
yeah,
and
but
be like, all right, do this one.
but we like stop. The cow says, and we just look at Tony.
I should just record a thing like that. Like,
How about we have a whole bunch of segments, things we watched and checked out. In between each one, we'll pause and do another animal.
that's good. That's
me.
with
Yeah,
Tony.
that sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we have to get started. So
Okay.
who would maybe each of us, or we go around?
Yeah.
What sound would?
I want to hear his elephant.
elephant? Okay.
That's a good elephant.
X-Men.
You couldn't have just gone.
That's what I was doing.
No, it's not.
That's your interpretation.
Sound, yeah. Yeah, there you go. I do like that it comes with the trunk.
It's got to come with a
Usually when I do elephant, it also comes with the trunk.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah.
At this time, there's only 2 episodes left of this season.
Yeah.
97. I am caught up not only on the show, but I watched the X-Men OG series.
Proud of you.
Was only quasi just familiar with it, but to be able to get all that sort of fresh in my memory and then jump into this show, I feel like was a blessing. It was just like it helped me get so much more out of the show than I think I would have if I hadn't seen it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Either way, so probably spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Is that safe to
For
say?
sure.
Had a week.
So like I
Diesel
said, up
warning.
to episode 8.
8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you haven't seen it,
You had weeks.
or you had 3, well, no, you had a week to watch episode 8.
It's Saturday. You made your
Yeah.
choices. Okay.
Yeah.
They're listening to this on Saturday,
No,
you
it
know
was
specifically?
Past Saturday, you made your choices. Okay.
Oh,
Priorities.
You gave them a solid amount of time. Okay. Why don't you guys start the?
Well, first I want to say, what were your thoughts on the original series?
I enjoyed watching the original series. I felt like it was a show. Sometimes not to make light of it or anything, but I watched it. I was able to watch it so quickly because I watched some things while I'm making dinner. I'm washing dishes, and I was like, this is a perfect show because it just sort of flies through the plot. It's it's like I found X-Men the Animated Series had no wasted moments. It's the tightest 21-minute show I've ever seen. They don't dwell on any moments. They're just go, 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 Saban logo, next episode.
Yeah.
So I enjoy it. I know it's a product of the 90s and I enjoy it for that value, and it's nostalgic for that reason too. But it didn't I felt like it even though it had those personal moments that I know we'll get to about this new show, I felt like it was always just Cyclops and Jean in X-Men the Animated Series, they're just on a boat being like, it's a beautiful day, my love.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh man, these guys are so hot. No.
This is what I'm talking about. I was like, now I understand. Coming from the original series to this series, why Xavier didn't choose him as a leader. I can get it because as soon as Jean comes in the picture, everything falls apart. It he can't concentrate on anything because Jean's there. I can't handle it. I can't handle it. I'm like,
give us
go
the skin-tight
somewhere else. I was like, if you want to start drama, go over there because the whole original series was you and your drama. Go over there.
But okay. So,
Tony's favorite character.
we'll continue first, and then we'll discuss.
Yeah, everyone wore super skin tight suits, and not just the females, the men too, of course. Because I was like, oh my god, I never, vaguer memories of the X-Men Evolution show, and then the live action movies, and I was like, oh my god, Cyclops is so jacked, he's
ripped.
he's 6'6" and ripped as hell.
Yeah.
And then, it's the woman may as well be naked like Rachel is.
Yeah.
It's sure, you call those clothes, but they're not really.
Yep.
What clothes? Remember, I'm bare butted.
Anyways,
Asshole to the chair.
I thought some of
Skid
it.
marking it.
Whoa.
No.
I thought that when Jean Grey screamed in the original show, it was a little too sexual. I felt like it was more of like a sex moan than like.
Did you like her
distress.
fainting?
That's
You watched
crazy.
that, you will not disagree
Oh
with
my
me.
god.
Yeah.
Did you like her fainting at every inconvenience?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was her.
Yeah, so it's like that. It's all kind of like, it's the 90s. They didn't rape women quite as cool, even though X-Men, of course, I think was a step up from things that were happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
Making them part of the team, X-Men is,
You're part of it.
And in X-Men 97, they're like, man, I'm glad women got the chance to vote now.
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Magneto tried to stop it.
Yeah.
Well, anything else specifically the comment on?
So what were your thoughts on, like, because I felt there were some good, like, episodes that were, like, the episode where they met Nightcrawler for the first time. I thought was a very good one, where it deals with, like, religion and stuff, and, like, Wolverine's religion at the time.
Unique. I remember being like, oh, it kind of reminded me of like The Simpsons were so religious in the 90s. It was like, oh yeah, X-Men did it too.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh my god, Nightcrawler, and then he's like,
A monk.
yeah, he's like a monk, and like by the end, Wolverine is like, I guess I do love God. I'm like, okay.
I guess I love that.
I don't think I was like, yeah, because it's like the opposite. Like, put those away.
Oh my god.
I thought it was interesting because, like, it was a kid's show. So, like, for that to be on a kid's show was very...
very mature, very grown
Yeah.
up. The light moments are few and far between. Wolverine provides the personality, I guess, because Cyclops didn't really have that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I agree.
And Gambit, to a lesser extent, I thought that Gambit was. Now you're about to disagree with me.
Yeah.
I thought Gambit was inconsistent. I thought sometimes it's like, why is he talking in the third person? Because he's a Southern hick who didn't have an education. But then he quotes Shakespeare. And like, what's going on
I
right
love
now?
him.
So
You can't change my
they make him a
mind.
stereotype, and then they're like, no, let's make him like a smart,
Let's round him out a
make him
bit.
a smart guy
Yeah.
that doesn't know how to speak English so well.
I feel like they did well after the series, like in the comics of Gambit, because now Gambit in the new series coming out, I don't remember which one it was, but he's going to be the leader of the X-Men.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, he was very good at
multiple teams.
mentoring.
Yeah.
X-23.
I think I wanted to see more of him. Yeah.
He was very good mentoring X-23. Like, he literally was like, she was like, I almost hurt people. I almost killed you. I'm going to lay in bed and be super depressed. And he sat there reading books, talking to himself, and making sure that she was okay. He's very good at mentoring people, even though they don't show it a lot. Like, he's very good at that.
But it was so good to like be like, okay, this is the crew that this new show is continuing with. Like, I'm so used to Patrick Stewart being Professor X, who is all wise, like incapable of fault. And I'm like, oh no, Professor Xavier gets angry. He's a screw up.
He's human.
Yeah, he's like, holds like a bitch fest. Like, he's just like, why are you doing this? Like, he's an emotional mess.
I love younger women. Yes. Okay. All of his girlfriends were younger.
They were young people.
I mean, because he's like 90 and they're like 75, right?
Yeah. I mean, no, like he's like
That show was
90
horny. The old
and-
show was horny.
Yeah.
Well,
Gambit
Gambit
was
was
so
so
X-Men in general is a horny
Yeah.
thing.
But
Like,
I mean,
it's a soap
Gambit's
opera.
hitting on the
Yeah.
girl as if he's going to get a deal on a pack of cards. It's
Yeah.
like, just buy the fucking card. It's in the first
the
episode.
90s.
He's like, hey, how about I French kiss your pussy? It's like, just buy the fucking cards and throw them. There's a robot killing everybody in the mall.
He's like, the 90s, the greatest when women were treated like a deck of cards.
And then it's the hardest game, and he's like the player, so he wants the hardest pussy to get on the whole team.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
one that you can't
one
even
you can't
touch.
touch.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they go to church.
I also really like the I thought it was really sad in the original show was when Wolverine and Storm were together, and like that whole thing where it's like by changing it past, they're basically never together. I was like, oh, that's really sad.
It's like if the future happened the way it did, Cable future.
Yeah, if I'm trying to remember because there was Cable's future and Bishop's future, and there was like a competition. Yeah, of like, oh, whose future would be the better one to go towards. But then in saving Xavier's life, they end up like never being together. I was like, oh, that's really sad. But yeah, and then now we have this show, which is even sadder.
Thank God.
Please don't remind me. I'm still. That's why they're like, the next episode is going to be so intense, and I'm like, nothing.
Like, have you seen the past 8?
Nothing. Have you
That's-
seen the first 5?
6?
I was like, just the episode alone, the one episode, I was like, nothing can hurt me anymore.
Oh my God.
I bawled.
I cried. I definitely cried.
I was like on the ground. I was like,
Wow.
I'm gonna need a flip. He's my favorite character.
He's your comfort character.
He's my comfort
and they
character.
fucking
and they
killed him.
I waited so long for this to come out for me to see him in it, and then just
Yeah, 5 episodes in.
Yeah.
Done. Yeah,
And-
I
you know,
get that.
and I literally was like,
But then Nightcrawler showed up.
Yeah, Nightcrawler showed up. And you said you like Nightcrawler too.
I do, but
Don't feel
he's
blue,
not my
he's blue.
comfort. He's not my comfort character.
Oh.
He's never gonna be.
But he comforts everybody.
Marvel
Yeah.
versus Capcom.
No.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
Yeah, I agree. Cable, Cyclops,
Yep.
Gambit, all
Yep.
Marvel's Capcom.
Yep.
All
Yep.
that's why we fucking love them. Too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
what would make me feel better is if Deadpool has Gambit in it, and just like
That's the.
Well, yeah. I mean,
X-Men 97 first.
yeah. X-Men 97 first. We'll get to Deadpool and Wolverine.
Tony hasn't made enough animal noises yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting into X-Men 97, I think I watched the finale of the X-Men the Animated Series right before, like probably within like an hour prior, and then to get into like Richard Pryor, yeah.
Oh, Madeline.
Madeline Pryor.
Who's that?
you don't know her. I bet you.
Sister of Madeline.
Yeah, listen, when Luke Skywalker showed up in episode 1, no, I thought that the first episode of X-Men 97 was the best episode of X-Men I had seen so far. And then I watched the second episode, like, that's the best episode of X-Men the Animated Series I've seen so far. And it's probably still my favorite. but yeah, because I've been hearing, like, as you guys are watching each episode, being like, 1 and 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, episode 6.
Yeah.
And then I think episode 7 and 8. Like, it's still ongoing. So it's like, oh my God, that's like really good.
Yeah.
So I get it. I felt like I didn't know what 5 was bringing on. I didn't know 5 was just the Red Wedding, basically.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
So I don't have.
You like the Red Wedding where they did.
I don't. Maybe. Yeah. I can't remember how I felt about the Red Wedding. I lulled. Yeah, I was like, that's happening. And then I watched X-Men 97. I'm like, oh, this is happening.
I like that whole episode. I had like my hand over my mouth. I was like if it happened to me, I was like,
Yeah, but I think that's what they got really good with. It was like it made you feel like, oh man, like
Yeah, and it was the writer's experience from a nightclub shooting, and he wanted to incorporate the feelings of that into the show, where it's like you're in this state of like comfort, and you're at a place where you like feel like you belong, and it's nostalgic, and then like something like that happens, and it's like it,
Wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah.
I was like, if I
destroys the
had
whole
sick days,
paradigm, changes it.
I would have called out the next day. It's too much for me. I gotta sit.
Yeah. So what it feels like is like obviously the people, like, it's a labor of love show, which is crazy because it's a product of Marvel Studios and it's, Disney and everything. But it seems like they had to have gotten people to work on it that love the original series, both animation, like the people drawing it and the people writing it and everything in between. It's got, like, as you guys have commented and can elaborate on even more, like it's got way better fight scenes and choreography. It's like everything that they wish the animated series had time to do, because like I said, it was go Saban logo.
Yeah.
And like fill in those moments. It's more grown up at the same time. It's more brutal. It's more fucked up. It's like almost as if, like, I know like these other shows are inspired by X-Men, so it's like they kind of like took the inspiration back from like Invincible and The Boys.
Yeah.
It just felt like, oh, we could do stuff like that. It's like you don't need to explode someone from the inside like they do Graphic Nature, but they do dwell on some like moments, and they do some messed up stuff on this show where it's like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
I'm very impressed that they're making a show like this.
Yeah, definitely. And I just add on to that. It's like it's like you said, it's like all the mature themes that they had like hints of it and stuff like that in the old show. They're like, oh, we can actually do them now. And so I think so there's a few thoughts on it. It's like, because it's animated, I feel like the script is so tight that like there's things that you look back and you're like, oh, I didn't even realize that was a hint to something that was coming up over here and things like that.
Sounds cool.
And even I just saw a post today that I didn't realize that in the intro when there are people being chased by sentinels, if you look at those people, those were the sentinels, the human sentinels that showed up in the show. I was like, oh wow, really? Like, I didn't even. So there's a lot of cool stuff like that. And then they even said in the video game episode, that Gambit was the one that died in the dying animation, and they it's like, so there's a whole bunch of different things like that. I'm like, I did not even, like, now you could go back and watch it and be like, oh wow, like I didn't even notice that.
I feel like it's what people love the most about like the MCU is what this show is doing. It's like anyone who just like loves the live action stuff, they should turn their attention towards this, because they're writing it with so much detail and focus on every single thing that it's like you should be checking this out.
Even though the Watcher during the Genosha scene right before the attack,
that was
what the fuck?
Crazy.
So cool.
Yeah.
The Watcher wasn't
go.
was in the animated series at one point.
But
He was. I just don't remember when.
I feel like this is the reason why people like Endgame. That it's the being able to put yourself in that situation, like feeling so like grounded and human, that even if they're mutants, they feel very grounded, and that's what makes people like it. Like, it doesn't feel like out of reach. Like, it
having
feels human.
The human moments and all that stuff is what lets you be like, okay, you watched the latest one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Magneto could fly wherever the hell he wants and make the whole world lose magnetism. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's fine. You earned it by doing all this other crazy, like, really personal, deep human stuff.
Yeah.
Then let him fly, and okay, we see the whole Earth with the magnet field. Fine. You win.
I found out the other day the numbers on Magneto's arms are the numbers that are continually the same numbers to every single
iteration of
They
it.
have not changed the numbers, like the sequence of numbers on his arms.
Yeah.
So it makes it very human and like relatable.
And I think the Genosha scene, like, one of the parts that really like hit me was when he was telling Leech, like, oh, don't be afraid in German, because it was like a flashback to him, like when he was a kid. So I was like, oh, that really hurts. But like that, it just goes to show, like, even though this is a completely fictional world and all this stuff happen, stuff like this does happen. Like, that's the scary part. Like, there's things like that still happening today. So like that's.
All I have to say is Magneto was right. I'm gonna give that bumper a second.
Now, I don't want to be like a downer though on the series. There, like, the Jubilee episode, I really didn't care for. The arcade one, I really was like, okay, whatever.
I think it's just a fun nostalgia thing. But I think
it was such a common like like an X-Men thing to do in the original series. Like that.
Like the Mojo World episode.
Like, I'm so sick of seeing Mojo. If I see Mojo one more time, I'm gonna lose it. In every comic of X-Men, Mojo's there. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. And then, like,
his character,
Charles in Space was the other one. Like, it was like, Charles in Space. I was like, I don't.
But they talked about getting freaky and stuff like that in that episode.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna make you bark like a dog. Or they said, like, oh my god.
Gambit and Rogue comics that they get married in, because Gambit and Rogue get married eventually. That they are saving Charles Xavier's kid with Lilandra in space. So they have a kid together. Like, he leaves and I guess she's pregnant.
Yeah.
And she's trying to save her legacy or something.
And then the show will, like, low-key drop shit. Like, yeah, that's like when we were fighting on the moon and Jupiter and stuff. It's like, yeah, you can just say things like that in this show and be like, that that happened. Yeah, that happened.
I personally don't think you could really appreciate the show if you didn't watch the series before it.
Yeah.
I was just like, I want to get my wife to watch it, but I think the more I watch it, it's just like she'll be lost with all these like lines and references and stuff like that, where it's just like, I'm clearly getting more out of the show than you are.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, pause.
Right,
Because I was like, there's an episode. Let's go watch that one.
Yeah. Well, I think you could still, because Gianna never watched any of it, and Gianna had.
I'm not saying
like
like
episode 5 hit, and Gianna was still like, what the fuck? That was crazy. And now she's like highly invested in the show, although she has the same kind of opinion as me. Like when Jean says, man, if Storm were here, she would take my side on one of the episodes. I was like, no, she would just be like, oh, I'm Storm, and this is the weather. Like,
Cloudy with a chance of meatball.
yes, controlled by winds. So but she has so much fun with the show, and she's invested to the point where she's like, I can't wait for the next episode. Can't wait for the next episode.
I feel like it
So-
made me being able to watch the older episodes, like when we got into like the very tragic episodes. I was so invested, like deeply invested. Not just in Gambit, where like even the Magneto reference made me upset. Like not upset, like hysterical. I was like, oh, Tony's like, you okay? I was like, I need to go in another room. And just take a
That
deep
episode was
breath.
just so powerful. Of like the wide range of like intertwining stories, and the emotions were so high, and just like all the layers of like, yes,
so numb.
yeah, and then for everything that went down.
And once that song starts, it goes throughout the whole thing, just with the
Every time you're like, oh my god, oh my god, and
Yeah.
it like doesn't give you a chance to breathe. For a
yeah.
second.
And like when the statue was falling, and you're like, oh, Magneto's gonna save them. Like, boom. Like, oh my god.
yeah.
The whole time I'm like, where is Jean? Where is Cyclops? They're just not here. They're all of a sudden not here.
No, they do the reporting interview. Remember?
Yeah.
You're telling me she didn't feel the same thing that the other
They did. They
Jean
went
did?
Yeah, yeah. She was didn't she bleed or something too?
We're doing an episode now. Like
Yeah.
something's wrong. Something's
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah. But if we didn't have that episode, it's what I was saying, the latest one. Because if we didn't have that, this latest episode we're watching, I was like, I don't want this person to die.
Yeah.
person.
Yep. Now the stakes are up.
I don't want Nightcrawler to die. I don't want... And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah,
So,
there was
Put it
a
on the table.
there was a big fight scene with like Nightcrawler and Wolverine, which I love seeing them fight together. But
Yeah.
I was just like, Nightcrawler seems super like beastable now.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, who's gonna die next?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was like, if they kill Wolverine, I'm over. I'm leaving. I go,
my
you
God.
can't kill all those characters. and just
What'd you say
walk
if you
away."
kill who?
I said in that fight scene, I was like, if you kill Wolverine, I'm done.
That's the
Wolverine's
only
still
one I
smoking
was like,
cigars?
Wolverine, I was like,
done.
kill him.
Wolverine will come back.
He'll come back. Yeah, he's
I don't want
fine.
anybody else to die.
Nightcrawler
I
can't
can't
revamp
emotionally-
Priscilla.
I can't
He's
emotionally
fucking dead.
handle anybody else that is like a great character to die.
Kill the one with the adamantium skeleton. He will come back. Not the ones that
That can't
regular
do that.
insides.
Yeah. Regular people insides.
Yeah.
Like, kill Morph. I don't care anymore. Like, he already died. Let me have that. Just kill him.
Yeah, and the fact that the Madeline died that way just so quick, like, and
Yeah.
Meaning
But
done.
I
It was
thought,
like, what the hell?
I
It
thought that
felt
was
like
powerful
death
too,
was
though, because but I thought it was powerful because she got to know her son survived.
yeah.
That was like a big deal for her.
Yeah, there was like no loose ends, but I was just like, I was barely like understanding the plot. Like, oh, we're back to one. Okay.
Yeah.
They're like,
I feel like that's exactly what the show is doing. It's
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yep.
and she's got all her memories. She remembers having the baby, even though she physically didn't do it. So she's still tight down there. She's got everything.
Yeah.
I feel like
Still trying to make Whoopi with Wolverine though. Bro, at least I was saying this to them too.
Street
I was
plus
like,
puss.
first off, Cyclops shouldn't have had to choose between the two. The one's significantly hotter. I don't know what's happening here. One he had a baby with and became hotter. So why are you trying to figure out which gene you want? Throw that shit out the door. Right? Gone.
Yep.
Also, genetically the same.
And mentally, because they had the same
same
memories.
But Wolverine is not genetically the same as Cyclops, and Jean's out here like, oh, okay, I'm upset. Wolverine, get the fuck out of here. He made a baby with you.
Even Wolverine was like, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude's
The Cyclops and Jean show, bub.
Yeah.
I'm the guy in the chair. That's the way it is. That's the way it should be.
And then he became too real for him. Get me the chair.
As soon as like Emma, what's her face?
Emma Frost.
Emma Frost showed up, I went, all right.
I
All
know.
right, here we go.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, all four players.
Because they're
are
doing
in
so much
place.
comic stuff. That
Yeah.
it's like Emma Frost shows up.
So what I feel.
And all four are in place right now.
So I have I thought of what I think they're gonna be doing. So I think that Cable is basically straight out told Jean like, oh, you're not my mom, right? I think what's gonna happen is something's gonna happen where Jean like he finally accepts Jean as the mother, and then Jean's gonna die because Jean kept saying like, "I keep coming back." Remember?
Oh yeah, she's like, I've died a million times.
Yeah, I keep coming back. I think something's gonna happen. That's how the Emma Frost thing is gonna happen because
She's gonna have to.
yeah.
She's gonna have to get out of the way so that
in the comics they actually explain why he ended up with Emma Frost. They said that it was
she likes psychics.
no because apparently Jean pushed them to get together because she knew she was gonna die again and that she wasn't supposed to come back. Well, she came back, but
But there's gonna have to be a reason why,
I think she's gonna have to turn into the Phoenix.
because Madeline saw so much stuff from the future that she didn't even get to live.
yeah.
And even the other characters, like, I feel like there's like this deja vu happening. So I'm like, there's gonna be a time thing eventually where
Yeah.
it's either like Groundhog's Daying it, because we saw a little hint of that with Cable.
Yeah.
Maybe from like more of his perspective or something, but something's got to round its head. And the Cable with the MVC2 costume.
Yeah.
I feel like what's gonna happen is that they're not gonna be able to defeat the main villain, and Jean Grey is gonna have to go, all right, and give her body up to the Phoenix, and because the Phoenix Force is the only thing that's strong enough to be able to defeat it.
But
And that would kill her in that meantime.
But the show's trying to go back to like the Charles versus Magneto thing, right?
I think that's
because
gonna
that's
be
the
in the
impression
back. I
I
think
got
that's gonna
was
be
like,
in the
oh,
back.
okay, like that's the final boss is like going back to their struggle, but now it's like you have your X-Men that aren't going to agree with you.
Yeah.
They're like, well, sorry, Charles, but you were getting space fucked while our whole team,
this
everyone
happened,
was
yeah.
dying.
Where were you when everybody was dying?
Yeah.
That's what it would be like. Where you decided.
I was getting ass.
I chose to abandon you. Like,
Yeah.
It's not even like you were sick and dying. You were fine.
I'm like,
you
and you're
come
walking
back.
around, you bitch.
Yeah, right.
I think everybody's going to start to either fall off the X-Men and not be with the X-Men, or create their own, which I think Cyclops has his own.
Yeah.
You have the Rogue and Wolverine already, like, they're doing their own.
Yeah.
Because he's like, you're doing what we all were thinking. And
Yep.
some of them are like, are we thinking? Were we
Yeah.
thinking that?
That's what I like when Morpho's like, wait, is that really us now? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I put him down the hole, sugar. I'm gonna snap him like a twig.
She dropped that guy without a second.
No.
Yeah.
No. Didn't know he was going to turn into a murder robot.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just drop him.
She just dropped him off a
Yeah.
building.
yeah, they wouldn't have been able to do that in the '90s show.
Oh no, definitely not.
No.
And yeah, but I think so. I think that's one aspect of it. But I think they're also setting up for like the whole Avengers X-Men thing, right? Because everybody wants to see that Avengers versus X-Men.
Well, you saw
Saw hints of it already. Yeah.
Yeah.
throwing his shield like.
I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
I saw a meme where she throws the shield in it and it slices what's her face in half.
Oh, my God. The
Captain
cat.
Britain.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And that's where it went. That when it got flown across.
I love how she was just like fetch. Like
Yeah. But he's an old man. You feel bad for the guy. He's like, oh, crap. Now I got to go in the snow and get this.
He's a super soldier.
Yeah. He's a veteran.
Let me stop the world for him.
But yeah, I think like the whole
So was she technically. She absorbed Ms. Marvel. I'm also a veteran.
But yeah, I think they're trying to set up for that. I also think that like they're definitely having the setup for like the revolutionary Cyclops.
Yeah,
Like,
Phoenix Force, Cyclops coming up.
yeah. And there was one other thing I was trying to remember. Can't remember now. But no, I also thought it was really cool being able to see like Spider-Man there for that was really
And
cool.
Rachel Summers for a minute.
Rachel Summers, Polaris, older.
Polaris older for some reason.
But
I also like the meme. It was when Xavier comes back and he's doing the calling all the X-Men thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh man, he's only calling the smart X-Men.
Not you.
He's like Cyclops, Storm, Jean, and Beast. It's like, what about there's a lot more.
wait, that's just your X-Men?
Those
What
are
about-
my X-Men.
Yeah.
I don't know about those other ones.
Okay, here's a real question. What kind of school is this? Where are the students? What's going on here?
Yeah.
If that's not tax fraud, nothing.
Yeah, we never really see this.
And did they
stewardess.
collect the life insurance on Charles when they claimed him dead?
Oh my God, they must have.
Yeah.
They got the death certificate.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe the human side is right. They should all be wiped out.
I don't know about that.
Kyle's over here. Bastion was right.
Money talk.
But they're supporting the disabled children. Technically.
I thought the storm stuff was like fine, but it also was like, oh, it's kind of like resolved already. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speed run.
yeah. And so it's like the pros and cons of it. It's like I felt like they wanted some aspects of the story to be longer, but then like Storm needs to come back, and Xavier needs to probably call out to her too, and she needs to help out.
She's too busy with her boyfriend.
If that demon thing wanted her, it would have just gotten her, dude. There was like so many scenes where it's like, I've got you, Storm, and then
Was that
gone.
just the like what Big Mouth? What do you call like the
hormone monster?
yeah? Not so much the horror, like the Greek. Who's the one that was like that makes you feel shame?
Shame.
The Shame Wizard. The Shame Wizard. Yeah.
It was just the shame owl.
Yeah, it was.
Essentially, yeah.
I heard that was voiced by the same actress who plays Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool. I felt like even like the stuff like seeing Spider-Man for a second was like a throwback to the original series, because when we I saw you see the Watcher in the original series. There's I forget, like say it was like a bit like Apocalypse is doing something crazy and like the world's changing and like everyone stops and notices it. They showed Thor for a second.
Yeah.
The Watcher for a second, so I felt like they kind of did that with Spider-Man this time. So even these things that are like, whoa, that's cool, it's also like it's consistent, like it's what the show was doing before too.
And they confirmed that was that Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and they all spit on Spider-Man because he's not a real mutant. He got his powers later.
Yeah, he Spider-Man's really weird about that. Even
Yeah.
in that cross, he's like, "You guys are freaks. I'm not a freak."
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a mutant.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh my
Just have a
god!
bug bite.
You didn't know your DNA changed.
Yeah.
For and so when you have a kid and your kid is Spider-Man,
His semen's radioactive.
Spider-Man?
His sperm is radioactive. That's
That's what I
again.
said. I was like, so your kid is going to be technically a mutant, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you hate your kid? I was like,
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably because Spider-Man's apparently a tool.
Yeah.
Wow. You heard it here first.
Yep.
Yep.
What a tool.
so is Captain America. He technically is not a
He took
mutant.
steroids.
Super steroids.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He wasn't an original G mutant.
No,
No,
He
yeah.
wasn't born that way.
No,
No,
God.
it wasn't.
So was the Hulk. The Hulk isn't either.
No, yeah,
That's true.
Man.
radiation.
Yeah. Do they all feel that way about the X-Men then? Are they all like, ew, you freaks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so neat.
That's why you have X-Men versus the Avengers, because they have two different
Because the Avengers are actually discriminatory monsters.
The mutants.
Jesus. I don't think I like the Avengers anymore.
They're mutanists or something.
Yeah.
Humanist.
Yeah, so we got 2 more episodes, and we'll see how it all wraps up, and then probably have to wait way too long for another season. But I have a different showrunner. Have you seen that the showrunner does post on his like Twitter account? Like, this is, I guess he's just like, yeah, I could say what like whatever I want about the making up of the show, and then you scroll down and you'd be like, oh baby,
Season 1 and 2 were apparently made together.
oh, no kidding.
Yep.
So it might. They said they didn't want it to be a crazy long wait if it did do well, which I guess they thought it would be. So
Yeah. That's why they're also going to be doing season 3 and 4 together.
yeah, but now that's going to be a different.
That's going to be a
That's
different
gonna be a
showrunner.
different
So
beast,
that's, yeah.
I didn't even know there was a 3-4 already.
Yeah.
There's so much it's opened up, like they could do literally everything. So it's like they showed Spider-Man, they showed Doctor Doom, like they could do all this crazy stuff. And do I be that guy being like, are they going to come intertwine it with the MCU?
So,
That's what Kevin Feige wanted.
yeah, Kevin Feige was like really pushing for this show.
I honestly don't know. I don't think I want it, or I don't care, honestly.
Yeah, well, so
To show up as the cartoon version.
yeah.
In the live action
Well,
movie.
if it's anything like Spider-Verse, that's how it would be.
Don't some people wonder if this is Wolverine and it's going to be the animated one because he wears the suit?
No,
Oh, it's a different one,
It's a
yeah.
different one. Yeah. So basically, Kevin Feige was really pushing for this show to be like canon with the MCU, And so they're trying to find ways to make it work, but then they're eventually like, no, it's not going to work because
They were into Spider-Man.
yeah, exactly. If the Spider-Man already had his whole history and he's part of this,
Thor.
like, yeah, exactly. So it wouldn't work. So they were like, all right, fine, we'll just do X-Men 97 and we'll continue from the original show. That's how that happened, which I'm glad it happened that way because we would have gotten something completely different if Kevin Feige was really pushing for that. Whether or not it's going to be part of the MCU, people are saying like, oh, because of the Watcher, but the Watcher is just another character from the comics. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the Watcher.
That was specifically designed to be the same from
the What If show?
series.
Wow.
I think it's because he lays on the fault line of like.
Yes, it's like regardless of if this goes into main MCU, it's still
Considered
branch.
part of like
It's
the
a
multiverse.
branch,
Yeah. But yeah, well, I mean, technically everything's part of the even the comics are part of the multiverse.
Yeah.
They could entertain it without screwing with everything on a huge level. Like there could be, what was it, Secret Wars or whatever. They could be fighting and like falling through portals to other universes, and then one of them they're in the X-Men the animated series universe and art style, and then they fall back out of it, and like, oh my god, that was that.
I wonder if
They
Deadpool
sure did.
Wolverine will do something like that. They're filming more
Cameos.
cameos and stuff. So I wonder if they'll do something.
Did you see the one with Josh Brolin, where he was just like, I can't believe I'm not in it. I'm like, that bitch has to be in it.
Yeah.
I felt like he actually like fooled the journalists, where it's just like, he's
not in it. He said
not
it.
in
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah.
he's like, I would have loved to be in it.
Yeah.
I'm like
Like they can't read between the lines there.
like either one of two things happen. Either he's in it, like, or there's just like this movie comes out in 2 months. Let's figure out how to put him in it now.
For me, it's too quiet for there not to be a ton of cameos in it.
I don't want to do the Doctor Strange thing where it's the multiverse of madness and then it's dog shit.
I want it to be that.
Yeah,
Bring it on.
I want this to be what we were expecting from Doctor Strange in
Yeah.
terms of like getting different timelines and cool stuff and unique cameos and all that. So I hope it fulfills a little bit of that, but not like we can't expect it to be this huge like
No.
I
everyone's
have a
there.
theory
What?
about the circle ring that they step into?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people had this theory where it is that like end game.
But
that
yeah,
they
it's a
open
lot of
whole
people
bunch of
saying.
portals.
Well, Marvel put out a synopsis that said that you're going to see things from Phase 1 through 4, but in an R-rated Deadpool lens.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and he's it's him cleaning up messy stuff apparently.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
Yeah.
concept.
He destroys the entirety of the multiverse of madness.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah. Erase the movie from
Yeah.
existence.
Ryan Reynolds pitched, what I would say, like he pitched like 15 different stories to get Feige for it, and wow, yeah. So it's cool. It's like
He pitched one that was a Sundance style $10 million budget movie.
yeah.
I
read
such
that,
a
yeah.
funny concept.
the roots of Deadpool is it was always a lower budget X-Men movie. So I hope that they kind of stay true to form, because I don't know. I feel like people could turn on it if it's not
100%.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
I
definitely.
read a comic panel that might get you upset.
What?
That they had a team. Cyclops was the leader, and Dr. Sinister was there talking to Cyclops. Cyclops was walking away, and then he went Colossus, and Colossus went poof, and crushed Sinister's head. Just killed him.
Oh, yeah, okay. So you're talking about there was a period of time where Cyclops created the X-Force, which was like a Black Ops X-Men team, where what they would do is they would go and they would kill villains before they were able to do anything. So like he's like, instead of being reactive all the time, let's be proactive and like just kill these villains before they go and make a huge mess of things.
I don't like Cyclops.
Yeah, he makes the tough
Yes,
he makes the tough choices.
You're saying if you could go back in time and kill Cyclops before you could do this,
Yes.
would you?
So you're Cyclops.
Interesting.
For me, I just don't. I think great and all, but I think he's like his moods are very up and down. I can't.
love
great. He's
Yeah, Cyclops
great,
awesome.
He's a good leader.
He's so cool.
Yeah.
Great. He's a good leader.
Mm-hmm.
But we all have to admit, when it comes to his love life, he leaks that shit into his
Like
love
any
life.
normal human.
Nobody really. I mean, you have a fight with your husband. You come in and you're like, "Fuck this place! I'm not doing any work." And you just flip.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. He's got big enough muscles to flip that table.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
I get it. But
Like,
I would get it.
it gets
and also, even in the new show, he was that first episode where he's leading the team. They kick ass.
Oh yeah.
They fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
Didn't make me realize how much I like wanted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was like nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he comes home. It's like, oh, Magneto's their new dad. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I mean, just to get back on that, like, I love that they had so much fun changing the intro, like every single episode.
Yeah.
I mean, like, now that Magneto's in the team, he's the first one that the
Yes.
is with making the big metal girders.
Yep.
Like they add him to the opening theme song of X-Men.
Yeah.
And then they remove some people. And then
He's still in the running sequence, which gives me hope.
They just gun him down in the running sequence.
They still have him, and I think did they add Nightcrawler?
they did.
Yeah. They added
They
it.
didn't remove Gambit, and it means something.
I'm telling you guys, Age of
I
Apocalypse.
get it, but I'm gonna have to wait till season 2.
Yeah, you want it to be a horseman, right?
Yeah, he's gonna be the Horseman
He
of Death.
already showed
We
up.
know.
So when he showed up to Xavier, he showed
Yeah,
up.
he showed up as Death.
He
Yeah.
showed up as a skeleton.
Yeah, that was super metal.
Yeah.
Rip.
That was so funny. Xavier doing the whole course and then be like, "Oh no, everyone's dying! Oh my
Everybody
god!"
just watching him going.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's having
what-
seizures.
was
on
he
the
trying to
ground.
prove something?
Yeah.
What was he doing? He's like, "Ah!"
I thought they were all gonna end up being dead around. Like, oh, okay.
And how dumb is Xavier that they're like, "You're gonna forget Earth, all of Earth," and he's like, "That's fine with me." And they're like, "And you're X-Men." He's like, "What?" It's like, you fucking idiot.
I forgot they're on Earth.
Yeah. Wait, they're part of my Earth life. It's like,
Where
yeah.
was Gene born? I think it was Saturn.
He's like, forget everything about, okay, hold on, my childhood, my education, being born, anything. Oh, yeah, my X-Men?
Well, he was already not wanting to do it. It was Lilandra that was like, "We got to do
Yeah,
this."
but he was game, dude. He was game until
I don't
they
think
said,
he was really game. I think he was like, it was that moment that he was just like, "I really can't do this."
He forgot he had powers, Tony. He says it in the episode. He goes, "Oh, yes, I forgot the main thing I can do."
because I think he was treated like normal there. That was the problem.
He's an idiot for not remembering he has powers in X-Men, Tony.
Well, how long has he
Doesn't
been
have
there?
Kids. He has Legion,
He does have Legion.
and Legion probably is born, and he's like, "I'll forget everything."
He does. He showed up in the original show. Remember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. He has a kid,
Yeah.
so therefore,
has a
forget your kid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, yeah.
Yeah.
His family there, and he's just like,
That blew my mind. I was like, wait, Juggernaut's his brother? I was just like, I don't know. It just like everyone's ages hurt me. Like, and that's not to think about it. It's a cartoon.
Yeah.
But I mean, even the stuff like that where it's like, it's just like, oh, this is how Professor X could, or I'm not saying if he should be, but this is how he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, like Professor X isn't the all-knowing guy. He's like,
Yeah, 100%. Got
fucked up.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
flaws.
Yeah.
Dude, if I swear to God, if they're so, there's no way they're going to be accepting of him coming back.
Oh no.
Because if he came back after all that shit happened, like, you go back to space.
Yep. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Nobody asked for you.
Yeah.
Go back.
It's like I remember you guys telling me when they like did a new storyline for the X-Men and they like kicked out Xavier on day one.
Yeah. Cyclops kicked him out. He's like, "Get out of here.
Yeah.
This isn't your X-Men anymore."
Yeah, that better happen.
Oh, that'd be so
better
great.
happen.
I would love that. Oh, that'd be so cool.
He's like, what happened?
Yeah.
"This is my house, though."
But I lost my wife for this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about that. Like the consequences for him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he gave up everything to come back for his X-Men,
then
and
they're
for
like,
them to be like,
"We
"Get
got-
out." Yeah.
It's probably gonna happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna end up like on the streets.
Yeah.
The new catchphrase is, who was right?
Okay, he switches sides. Yeah.
Just towards Magneto. That would be like game over.
Well, that would be Onslaught.
Yeah. Which I was thinking we are going to get some onslaughts.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Especially when he sees what happens. I wonder if Xavier will even like change his perspective. Because I think Xavier's perspective on human beings were a little too naive.
Yeah.
To go, all people can change. All people can't change. Not everybody's gonna stop their like views on mutants.
Yeah.
Only some you can change some, but it's never gonna fully change. They're never gonna be fully.
If you think you could convince every racist to not be racist, you are a
you're out of
crazy.
your mind.
Yeah.
You're delusional.
Yeah.
You're delusional
Yep.
and doing the same things over and over
Yeah, but
and expecting different results from that.
Magneto made it worse at the end of this episode. Now, how many people must have died because of no electricity?
He's been talking about this all weekend.
Yeah, because I'm like, what's gonna?
Hospitals,
Yeah,
planes,
yeah,
cars,
yep.
gone.
This is going to be interesting in the next couple episodes.
Yeah,
Well, more to come.
yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Also, people are theorizing what Bastion did to Magneto because he was only in underwear in that thing. They said, and he was shaving him sensually. They said that's like an intimate thing to do. So I wonder if he was doing that to people think he might have essayed
Blue Mountain
him.
stated him.
Yeah, and that's why he lost it when he. Besides the fact, that's why he lost it when he got set free. It's a theory.
Yeah.
It's a theory, a film theory.
Good. Yeah, get the theories out there. We'll come
Yeah.
back to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, ready to switch topics?
Oh, one last thing. Did everybody see the trailer for the last few episodes?
There's trailers?
Yeah, there was a trailer for the last few episodes.
No.
And Cyclops has a great line in there.
Yeah, I wasn't caught up. I actually do remember that being posted. But...
Eat my ass, bitch.
I'm a monster.
What? So Cyclops, he gives a Cable an X-Men outfit.
Yeah.
Right? And then, so Cable's like, well, am I joining a war or a circus? And then Cyclops goes, what'd you expect? Black leather? Like making fun of the X-Men movies. Yeah.
right.
I was like, damn. That was great.
Bryan Singer's been real quiet.
Yeah.
Did a good job. Okay. That would sound like Tony to me.
An armadillo.
Oh my God, I don't know what sound they make. Okay, I'll try something.
Let me look up what the actual sound was.
Right, you do that.
I'll do that
I think that was factually accurate sound that Tony made.
with the lips. and
I've
everything.
seen that on sites before.
I've
Seen that on.
I heard of fish out of water.
Yeah, that's
All right, ready? Okay,
good choice on armadillo.
hold on a minute.
Oh, that's the armadillo.
That's the
sound.
armadillo.
That's the armadillo call.
I was way off.
Sounds like cricket.
Yeah, so
No, that's
Some
not it.
weird guy talking.
It's 3 in the
This is
morning.
their-
I'm gonna fuck this up.
I like that's the armadillo talking. It's 3 in the morning.
Yeah, it's 3 in the morning. I haven't had my
This
coffee.
is somebody picking up an armadillo and
I could do that.
Yeah,
all right,
you
all
could
right.
definitely do that.
All right, all right.
That's a terrible sound.
It sounds like a car alarm.
It sounds like a cat trying to do a car alarm.
It'd go good with up close magic.
Yeah.
All right. So just on the topic of incredibly high quality animations, shows that are based on prior series. It's only natural that we talk about season 2 of Velma. Alex had pointed out not too long ago that the whole season just dropped. They just dropped every
Did
single
stealth
episode.
release.
Like the deuce it is.
That's your opinion, man.
It's season 2, number 2.
Oh.
Oh, clever.
Thank you. And because it's Steven.
Clever.
Season 2 is like your opinion. I don't know. I've seen almost the entire thing. I'm on the final episode. I didn't quite. I keep falling asleep to it, which is why you got
It's
season
so
2
good.
in the first place. So it sounds like it's got renewed for another one, right?
yes, it did.
So they're welcome.
So the only issue I
Spoilers.
have with it,
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're
spoilers.
walking in with the expectations of you've seen the first one. If you're walking in neutral, because at this point, you're lucky you're getting neutral. You walk in, it's better than the first one. It's not 5 stars. Let's start there. Drop it down a little.
How many?
It's
1. Finally make
what would
one
you
star.
say?
Yeah, well, it finally make a star.
Well, if season 1 was like
0.
0 stars,
Yeah.
maybe
Half star.
No, I'd say like 1.5, maybe.
Wow, 1.5. That's actually a huge improvement.
It dropped a little bit on the self-hating thing that it did. That I was like, oh God, just please stop. It lowered that a little bit. I did not like the ending. I feel like it was rushed. It felt like it was like, okay, come on, end, okay. And you're like, wait, what just happened? You just had the whole plot of trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
Sounds like you were invested in the plot.
A little
I'm
bit.
invested in the
I
plot.
was a little invested in the plot.
That's what I
If
said.
you
1.5
walk-
stars, guys.
I think if you walk in with it being like, this isn't a Scooby-Doo show.
I can't. It's called Velma. That will never
Well,
change.
it's
in
not
my-
called Scooby-Doo, though.
Yeah, but that will never leave my
And you
brain.
walk
This is
in
Velma.
and-
I don't know if you walk in with like a neutral. I think I walked in with like a neutral.
Me and Matt can barely walk in. We're like, oh, there it is. There's season 2.
It does reference a lot of stuff within like the universe of that.
Oh.
They even shows
That's exactly.
Oh, it plays
shows a
the
picture of
music.
old
The
Shaggy
dun, 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 dun. It does that. It does that.
Me.
It gives a reason for Shaggy to eat the way he eats.
It gives that reason, or
Oh,
they
God.
really try to fit him into that.
This is
mold.
why Han Solo has his jacket.
This is why Mufasa
Yeah.
needs his own movie.
Yeah. Oh, my
They
God.
do it for like a couple seconds. They don't like fully harp on it. I don't think
They do it for like an episode, and then the
He's got a metabolic disorder.
no. It's
Oh.
Oh, do you want to spoil it?
Just say it.
Yes, please.
You gotta make us want to watch season 2.
He has a panic
That's the
attacks,
goal.
and he sees like, remember what Velma
What?
used to see behind him, because he at the end. Did you watch the first one?
Yeah.
You know how he kills. You know how he kills
Fred's
mom.
He's like haunted by killing a person. So like Fred's mom is like that thing behind him that Velma had. So he has like these almost like panic attacks, so that he eats.
He stress eats.
He stress eats. So when he eats, it makes the things go away. It like calms him down a little bit. But you find out more later on that it's
That sounds like season 1.
they don't harp on it as much as they did on.
Well, so as to Velma was kissing to get out of it, his is eating to get out of it.
Oh, well, no, there's more to it. That's why.
part of the brain that it's happening in too.
Yeah, it's not like how they did it with Velma. It's different. I don't.
Don't walk in
Fuck,
with 5
we're gonna have
stars.
to watch this show. Watch Baby
I'm warning
Reindeer
you,
and then watch
walk
this
in-
fucking show tonight.
Walk in with like 0 expectations.
Like I said, it's hard for me to even walk in, so it's 0. I promise.
Walk in like, this
It
like
is
the most
0.
amazing show.
Yeah.
It's still not the most amazing show.
Yeah.
It's-
No, yeah.
I can't believe
What
on this
is-
podcast I'm hearing X-Men 97 is amazing, and then almost in the same breath, and Velma season 2 is not that bad. This is
It's a different world.
It's haunting me.
it almost feels like, I don't know if you agree, that they calm down a tiny bit.
I think so.
They calm down enough to be like, okay, you can let that slide. Like, okay.
But is there any funny moment?
Tony was laughing at it.
Yeah, I was laughing.
It has some moments. I don't
Yeah.
think
It's
there's
not
a
all
lot.
the time.
No, not all the
It's
time,
very
but
funny
But
moments.
yeah, I do think there's genuinely some moments that they have. Like I know, like the main voice actors are like whatever people, but like like the voice of Fred from Scooby Doo is Fred's dad.
Yeah.
he has funny moments.
yep.
He has one moment where somebody steps out of the crowd and went, "That's 1,000% like
Yeah,
like
his voice is pretty recognizable.
yeah, it's
Frank
like
Welker.
yeah.
But I just I know these voice actors like Tress MacNeille, who's like a ton of voices on The Simpsons and Futurama and all that, and stuff like that. She's like in this and plays a bunch of side characters. She's also one of Daphne's adopted parents. Is like she's like those people. I feel like for some reason have like these throw-in lines that are like very entertaining compared to like the regular cast.
I feel like I'm less upset than everybody is about the Hex Girl being there, because they kind of explain why like she's a mom. That's one of the kids. Her kid shows up, so she's older. She's not like the young. She looks a little worn down though. She looks like she's had some rough,
Yeah.
But they do like continue on the same like path that she would be on. Like she's Wiccan. They have that. I don't know. I didn't hate it, but the ending I disagree with. The ending, I feel like if you would have ended this like the way you should have, it would have been like, okay,
How would you have ended it?
solving the mystery.
Well, they
almost like a Scooby Doo.
well they did.
Yeah, but no, they did not. They did and they didn't. They did, and then they ended it with a like, instead of like, I don't know.
Is that what Harley Quinn does too?
Yeah, but that's a better quality show.
Didn't Harley Quinn also get worse?
Whoa.
Okay. Don't have to answer. That was plenty. That breath was everything.
Still better than Velma.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
It's gotta
yeah,
be.
yeah.
Gotta
Still
be. It's impossible.
quality is
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
But
But I heard that show makes choices.
it
Wow.
does make choices.
I
This
think,
one does too.
yeah. I think it's the same show. Like it's still the stuff that we're like, why the fuck are you doing that? It still does that. I think it just doesn't do it to the same degree, and
makes it
it's getting a little bit more comfortable. Even though it is what it is, it's because we were just like, well, the show, try and like become more and more like the Scooby Doo series and characters that we know, or is it going to embrace what it is and just go for it? And I think it's more so embracing what it is,
Yeah.
which is you take that as you will.
I honestly thought Scooby would show up, like through the whole entire thing. But Tony's like, no. They said the people
Warner-
they're like
Warner
Warner Brothers said you're not allowed to.
You know, Scooby's in it.
Uncle Scooby, but
you're not allowed to show him.
Isn't Scrappy's Uncle Scooby?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So
you're not allowed to
Scooby
show
Doo is in
him.
the show.
yeah. Well, I mean that's I guess if you see it that way, but the actual Scooby Doo,
Use him.
WB said, you can't use him.
What about a Rastafarian version of Scooby named Doobie?
Yeah. Or what about Scooby Doo?
Doobie Doo? Yeah. Ooh, Scooby Dum.
I was actually surprised when they showed Scrappy. I was like, I did not see that coming. I was like, that was not one where I was like, but
It's the only thing I know about the show.
Yeah.
It's the only
He's like,
thing I know.
he's like a messed up version of Scrappy. He's like an experimented on. Makes sense, but it's an experimented on version of him.
So what I have to ask is, season 1, I said Scooby Doo is going to be a brain jar swap when he shows up. Is if Scooby Doo ever shows up, is he a human brain swapped into a dog?
Or is
Well,
it
what
the
about
thing with
Scrappy?
Scrappy?
Yeah.
Since that's what actually
What
happened.
What is that? What happened with Scrappy? Is that how he's made?
Oh.
You fell asleep. Oh, you love the show.
I had a very long day. I woke up at
Yeah, I remember we were talking about it too, and we're just like,
I
they're
fell
all
asleep during
girls.
cartoons.
Is it going to be like a girl Scooby with an eye?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh. But it seems like they kept it kind of vague, and I think the answer is basically no. That's
Okay.
not what happened.
Yeah.
The Scooby project continued in secrecy without the other person's knowledge, and they started doing different types of experiments. They don't know the specifics, and then Scrappy shows up. Like it's just like
It was just the progress of like what they were.
they
Interesting.
did some weird experiments behind closed doors. Yeah,
Yeah.
not clearly a brain swap.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. And the show does nothing like that until that happens. It's just like, I thought there'd be a little bit more like this is the natural progression, and all of a sudden it's just like, no, we got a talking dog now.
That was how it ended towards the end, where I'm like,
They show like a border
I get
collie,
it.
like the episode
it
prior.
was funny. I was like, that okay, it was funny, and then the very ending, and I'm like, all right.
Fine.
It's not as like, oh my god, like as the first one, but I'm like, okay, but like you didn't have to do that. That's not where the natural progression had to continue to happen. But
What about Fred's ringtone being the Flintstones theme song?
Funny, and like you saw him like really quick in a scene. There's
really?
a few.
do you remember where it was in the scene?
No, I don't, because I confuse that with Space Ghost.
We watched it too close together.
Yeah, because they both did the same thing.
There is a whole bunch of like they show just one scene of like the anniversary, I think it was, or something like that, with all of them there, and then they show little references, like they have a little box where you show Shaggy's actual face. You remember?
Yeah, I do. But
They
I
showed his
don't remember
actual like
exactly.
the original cartoon's face, and then
But I think the characters are still progressing too. Like there's Fred still has his progression where he's slowly getting out of the
I don't hate his character out of everybody. I don't hate. I'm like, okay, like I'm like that could be where his character could like be.
yeah. But like there's a whole. So in the first one, the whole plot was like the mom was saying like Fred's crap and blah blah blah, and that's why he shouldn't lead the team and all that kind of stuff. But in this one, they kind of start like pushing him to try to be like no, you should be the one to kind of lead the team sort of thing.
I like how he got defensive of Daphne when somebody said something about her. He was like, "Don't ever talk about her. Don't ever see her." Oh, you're like,
He's got like his mystery solving mobile or whatever.
and it's like very bad writing on the side of just like a creepy van.
Yeah,
I like that.
it's like maybe it's doing a mix of both. It's it's slowly becoming more like Scooby Doo, but also doing it in
Its own way, yeah.
of like he is the one that's like ghosts and everything, and Velma's like debunk it.
Yeah. Debunked. That's not
She's
real.
still the dumbest character on
She
the
is
show.
the
She is, yeah.
She is the dumbest character. I also keep forgetting that Daphne is Asian.
Yeah, apparently.
I keep forgetting every time like her parent, someone with her parent shows up. I was like, oh yeah,
I forgot. That was the whole point of it. But I don't know.
I think that's all it deserves.
Yeah. They really developed the side characters that they have, not just Velma. The other
Oh,
characters.
like Lola.
Yeah. Just Lola. Which is the Hex Girl's daughter.
No,
Right? No?
Lola's the brain.
The brain. Yeah, they developed her as Shaggy's girlfriend. The brain.
Tony,
Yes.
I want you to make a frog sound.
Okay.
One more time. Man, I want you to. I want you to talk about a subject. What have you watched and checked out that you want?
Watched and checked out.
you guys
Milk
watched-
the Maid.
Oh yeah.
What the hell is that?
So, do you want to explain the context of, or can I explain how it showed up?
think so,
Okay.
yeah.
So, I have the Amazon TV, and we have on it a watch list of things that we would like to watch. So anything that we want to watch, we've had like days where we're like, ooh, weird horror movies, ooh, creepy stuff. One day we turn on the TV, and on the watch list is this girl bent over, like, oh, and it's called Milk the Maid.
Oh.
And we're like, what the fuck is this? And how did it end up on a watch list? So I kept telling everybody, I'm like, one day I'm just going to watch it. I'm just going to watch it. And then we went to like find out where to watch it, and it was porn.
Oh, it's just street porn?
So
One version was.
it was on spankbang.com.
It was porn. Yeah.
Is this what you're talking about in this podcast?
Apparently.
Because then there's the Amazon version, and they cut out a lot of the porn, so it's more plot.
All plot.
That's crazy.
Oh, what?
And it's also 20 minutes shorter.
Why?
So instead of it being like 64 minutes, it's like 48 minutes or something.
Oh.
Digestible.
Mhm.
Like a cable TV episode.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of Milk the Maid?
You know what?
I was thinking I
remember
to look up what year
enough
it came out. Like, is this a new release? But then we were like, it's porn. Like,
So I remember there was a girl. She was very kawaii. She ends up getting like brought into this home. She turns into the maid of the house, and everybody is really, really turned on by her in the house.
Cartoonishly.
Yeah,
Oh,
It's
like
very-
a ooga.
I was
very.
about to say, wooga.
It's just like one of those like high school DxD animes.
Oh, okay.
That's how like
Interesting.
wild it is. Yeah, where like she's in the shower in the Japanese like bathtub or whatever, and both the son and the father are like staring at her like, oh.
Yeah, and they both get nosebleeds
Yep.
from looking at her like,
Yep.
oh!
So it's
Oh, my
always
God.
the
Like-
Japanese horny.
And what is this, a Japanese made film or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
porn.
Oh,
Japanese porn.
Art.
So the whole time, I guess,
Art.
the whole time,
Performance art.
the main plot of it is that this guy, his wife is going out and having sex with this other guy, and
Yeah, she's not coming home horny for him. Whenever he tries to put in, it'll be like, oh, let me give you the feels. She's like, no, not tonight. I got a headache. Not tonight. Mm-mm.
yeah, and his son is kind of like this guy who's simping after
Yes.
this other girl. Who's,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This guy's like just so horny and like hasn't had any sexual experience that he's got this woman that's naked or partially naked sometimes, like sleeping in his bed and just like teasing him the whole time. He's like, please let me have sex with you just this one time, just this. And she's like, no.
Yeah. So then the maid has sex with him the first time and technically kills him because she sends him to heaven.
Oh, yeah. Did they even have sex?
Yeah,
I
they
think
did.
She was just like kissing him. She
No,
gave him like one kiss.
Well, they had sex before that.
Oh.
And then it was she's like, oh, I can't do that anymore. I'm not supposed to do that. And then he's like, come on, send me to heaven, send me to heaven. And she literally sends him to heaven, and he goes to the gates.
So it's like a comedy kind of thing.
Yeah, I think so. And then the dad is like super horny over the maid like the whole time, and he's getting neglected by the wife. So eventually he fucks the maid because he finds out the wife is cheating on him. And that's when it's revealed that the wife made a wish at one of these like Japanese statue things, and she wished that that the husband and her would be able to be financially successful, and that the boy would stop being like a little weird and like help the family and stuff. So that's when a cat died and was reborn into the maid.
Oh, all right.
And the maid was a baby angel that was now its job is to help the family. And she just fucks both the guys, which is interesting.
It's helping. Something.
It does. Because he finds out that the reason that the wife is cheating on him is because she is not pushing him to get the job. So instead, she's going out, she's whoring herself out for money so that she could provide for the family.
Oh.
So
That's the only solution that you can do.
yeah.
You're strapped for money.
Yeah.
And it was like the 70s. There wasn't OnlyFans.
Right. Dang.
And
Forgot.
that's when the angel, after it has sex with the guy, she's like so happy and kawaii because she hears them loud fucking in the room next door, and she's like, "I did my job. They're back together, and everyone's." And he's like, "I'm gonna find the job."
As he's doing her.
Yeah.
No, right before. Yeah, so I'm gonna
I was
find
like,
a job.
is he
It's like,
screaming that out as he's banging her? I'm gonna find a job.
"Oh, yeah, I'm gonna work so
And
hard.
then he has post-nut clarity. It's like,
Yeah.
no, I'm not
I don't
really
need
doing that.
I don't really need to work. She's doing a good job.
Let her work the corner.
Yeah, she's providing." And then the angel goes to talk. The little baby angel goes to talk to God, and she's like, "I did so good to God, thank you." And then he gives her little cotton ball wings, and
Oh,
the movie ends.
Yep. It was beautiful.
it's an interesting version of the movie Soul.
That is true. Yeah.
It's like reverse Soul.
Take your soul away. So overall, positive.
I gave it a thumb up.
It was funny. It
Yeah,
was funny.
maybe even 2.
Yeah,
Who added it to the watch list?
I don't know. It's still
Who
unknown.
knows?
Who else has access to it?
Mom.
Nobody. Oh.
It's at Mom's
I don't
house.
know.
My Prime is on their TV. I don't know.
Interesting.
But I'm.
And it was $4 on Amazon.
It was,
for
yeah.
a better quality version of the one that you
Oh my
find
God,
on
yeah.
the SpankBang.
Definitely buy it. It's way better on Amazon than it is on Spank Bang.
And you don't have to worry about all the pop-ups that keep taking you to weird sites that aren't actually working the movie. At
Yeah.
the movie pausing and freezing up at the most inconvenient spots.
Yeah.
so you guys technically watched it twice?
No.
We watched a little bit of the first one, but then it kept freezing, so then we ended up watching the... and we were like, oh, wow, this whole scene was cut.
Yeah.
And that
but
was pretty much it.
in the first scene, they have sex for 8 minutes.
Oh.
Oh,
And
yeah, it
we
was a
did
long
skip
scene.
it too. Funny enough, we're like, okay, let's get
Yeah,
back
we're
to
like,
the
where's
movie.
the plot?
And then
Oh.
yeah, so the Amazon version was kind of for us to find the plot.
Interesting.
What if they do that for every single like?
Porno?
Yeah.
Oh, my
People
God.
would watch it be art.
We'd be watching way more.
Yeah.
We actually found other ones that were like related to this. I was like, maybe these are future watches.
Yeah.
See?
But we're only watching the plot.
Well, during the thing, I
Edited
would like
for
scroll
it.
on my phone. I was like, all right, is this?
Yeah.
It's been like 10
Yeah.
minutes now. All right.
Well, what animal noise would you like the Tony to make?
I've been thinking about this. Make a sloth noise.
Sloth?
I'll pull up the reference video.
Yeah. Oh, should I do one before and after reference? All right, fine. My idea of what a sloth might sound like.
That might be accurate.
I think so.
He's getting more into the animal kingdom. I
Yeah.
feel.
You see the progression. He's getting better and better. It's
Yeah.
going on.
You'd be craving the hunter.
Come back to
after
turkey at the end.
that. yeah.
Ready?
I was way off again.
That's a sloth playing its ukulele.
All for mom.
Is that baby sloth?
Oh, okay. I can't hit that pitch. That's it.
Yeah.
June, I'll save that one for.
Oh,
Another tease.
retention.
If I remember that button. All right.
So there's this new Knuckles show that's out too.
Oh.
I haven't seen it. I got that Paramount, but well, what's it like?
If you guys like the Sonic movies and you like the scene where Rachel's having the wedding
And for 20 minutes for no reason.
for 20 minutes of the movie, and it's like, well, that was kind of funny, but like, let's get back to Sonic. That's the Knuckles show. It's like, it's funny. There's moments of it where it's like, oh, cool, neat. But most of the time, it's about a guy named Wade Whipple trying to bowl.
Huh.
And he's the cop from the first one, movie, the second one.
He's the buddy human for this one.
Yeah. But it's fun. There's like enough Knuckles in the first like 5 episodes or whatever to like be okay with him not being super important in the like conclusion. But he's still there enough at the like last episode too. It was fun. I think like anyone who expected differently, I'm very surprised because it's like, well, that's what the movies were. So
Yeah.
it's very much that.
And we saw the first episode with you guys, and yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought there was plenty of Knuckles in that
Like
episode.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's one episode where he's like not in at all, but like
Whoa.
but what they end up doing is like this fun musical with like Michael Bolton, and it's like a really. They're also explaining Knuckles' origin through the musical too, so he's not in it, but Idris Elba is very much in it the whole episode, so it's fun.
Idris Elba's just himself in that episode.
Now he's actually voices over Wade Whipple the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, it was fun. I liked it. So once again, I don't know what people think Sonic 3 is going to be, but if they're expecting Sonic Adventure 2 to be Sonic 3, they are wrong. They're wrong.
Yeah. Well, Idris Elba did say that there's going to be a lot more like Sonic stuff in this third one.
Yeah, but it's not.
It's not going to be. It's not going to be like you're just
Yeah.
playing a game. No, not at all.
Because like people thought that with Sonic 1, and it's like no. Then people thought it with Sonic 2. It's like no.
Yeah.
So what do you think Sonic 3 is going to be? All of a sudden they're like, oh, we cracked the code. That's it. People just want Sonic.
What's that definition of insanity again?
Doing
the
something
same thing
different
over and
every
over.
time and always loving the result.
Did we ever talk about how John Wick is Shadow?
Oh yeah, Keanu Reeves is going to be voicing Shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad sauce.
Shadow Wick.
I hear it.
Yeah.
Good voice.
Yeah,
for
I
it.
was like, not angry. I love Shadow. I was like, not angry.
I don't want to spoil. I won't spoil.
You know things about something.
No, it's from the Knuckles show. Something happens that's like straight from a Sonic game, but not the Sonic game that you would expect it to reference.
A mummy eats the friend.
No.
Oh.
What?
But it's like
in Sonic 3. The pyramid.
Yeah.
level.
Does he dig and say rats?
no, but in the first episode he does the thing, but he doesn't go ora ora ora. But yeah, it's in the musical episode and then brought up later that like Knuckles has fought this villain from a Sonic game that's
Already? Like it happened in the past?
that's like him. That's like in canon now that he's like fought this character from that game. It's like it's wild, but yeah, and it's from a Sonic game that's like this game.
Oh,
So
Wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
it was very interesting, and he has powers from him too.
Oh, never mind.
He has Hitler powers.
He doesn't have those.
No, Knuckles has super Hitler powers. It's in episode 4. predicted.
Well,
Were you on the writing team? That was the anime.
Yeah.
That was what a sloth sounded like.
Would you like to pick your own animal sound?
Oh yeah. All right. Let's see. I will pick.
Something you've never done.
So they've never done. Oh, Velociraptor.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's an animal that we don't even know the sound.
Exactly. So I'm right no matter what.
Interesting. That's the one you chose for yourself?
Is it getting banged?
Yeah. Is someone behind?
Thrusting you?
Velociraptors have to reproduce.
They have to because they're extinct.
Yeah.
They have to.
They did a really good job at
Can it only make the
Yeah,
one
the
once?
best.
No, it's got to go 3 in a row.
All right. So
We had that soundbite now.
Sweet Adults anime is getting weirder. Fallout. Since we recorded the whole show got dropped at once too,
They
right?
dropped
Why
the
they do
whole
it?
thing. I don't know, but it was beautiful. It's
They dropped the whole thing? Or
that's
we just
my
watched it
kink.
after it all came out?
No, I don't. I think
believe
they
they did
dropped the
drop
whole
it.
thing.
Oh.
That's my kink when they drop the whole.
Whoa.
Because it makes it easier for me to just like.
Slam through.
Yeah, and you have so much anticipation for the next episode.
Yes.
Like we're all talking about X-Men. So
In some shows it works really well. In
Yeah.
some shows it doesn't.
I was going to say for X-Men 97, I made sure to watch only one episode a day of it. I just want like the whole day to process it.
Mhm.
And now I'm like happy I'm back on like the weekly thing.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I love that show. I used to play the old games, and I went in with neutral because I was like, I don't want my something I really liked playing because I like Skyrim. I like open world games.
Yeah.
And the lore of Fallout is so big and expansive that I'm like, I don't know if they're going to be able to hit everything, but they nailed it. I don't know
Wow.
how they did it, but like, this is like a 9 or a 10 for me out of shows.
Wow.
You walk in, and Tony was walking in with not having any like real information about like
I've only played Fallout 3. It was cool though.
it's good. If a lot of the lore I had to like stop and that he wouldn't get. In the show, you can watch it if you don't get it, and still watch it.
Yeah.
But I wanted him to understand, so I was like, pause. Okay, no pause. And I feel like it meant a lot more to the show if you're like your long-term fan and they were like paying off little things.
Okay.
They have stim packs. Immediately they add the little stuff that you would do in game, like when they shoot people, it goes in slow motion.
Oh,
The game
that's
goes in
sick,
slow
yeah.
motion. I go, this is what a game adaptation should be. Like this is the how
Gold
they should do,
standard.
like especially open
Last of
world.
Us.
Yeah.
No, I feel like Last of Us also did that
Oh.
correctly. Also, like they're also they're also
What other
on the
game
same-
and show?
Halo.
Yeah, all the Resident Evil things.
Yeah, like I feel like
Except for the animated.
if you say true to the game, like I don't know if that, like you would have to really intentionally try not to like never play the game or intentionally try not to like do like a game show.
Yeah, well-
especially if you're a fan.
And this is canon, right? So like
This is canon. So the Fallout shelters that they're in, the vaults, were never touched upon their lore. So
That's
kind of
cool.
Yeah.
30, 31, and 32 are their vaults right now, and it's so cool because you get to see her out in the world, and then her, not to spoil it, her brother's down in, I'm not going to spoil the main plot. Her brother's still down in the vaults, so you're seeing plot take place in the vaults and plot take place above.
That sounds really cool.
It's so well, and you're also seeing the plot from two people who are also the ghoul,
Oh,
and
that's cool.
also dreams. Razgul. Razagul? No. Like a ghoul.
That's cool. I
So,
forgot.
for people who don't know, ghouls are just like irradiated people who got so irradiated that they need like these stim packs to keep themselves alive. They're pretty much drug addicts at this point. And if they don't get the specific drugs, they die. or they just live forever as like zombie-like creatures, violent zombie creatures. There's some exceptions to people who can like live forever. So the ghoul in that show is like 200 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, and they have his plot, his backstory. They have I forgot what they call them, the knights. What do they call them? I forgot what they call them. They're in the game.
Yeah.
With the mech suits.
Yeah.
They have the suits. They actually have names like knights of something. They have that mech suit a majority of the game. They have characters that aren't within the game. There are 2 characters that are. Dogmeat is in it, which is a dog in the game. Not a German Shepherd. He's a Belgian Malinois or something. And they have the ghoul, who's also in the game, who you can have as a companion. And I think it really pays off the backstory. I think whoever wrote this did a fantastic job of making you feel for characters. And then you also have a story plot that's like within the past of like certain things that went down with a certain character's like family. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the ending because the ending was like, oh my God, I know what this is. Like, it made me very hype for the next season. And there is going to be a next season.
How long are these episodes?
40 minutes.
Long.
Please, no, God, no. Fuck.
Oh, the first episode maybe was just a long one.
they're
The
all-
only one I saw was the first, and it was an hour and 17 minutes.
Wow.
God fucking
Yeah.
shit.
But
I just want
when you-
30
when you
minutes.
watch it-
Eat it up.
It goes
When you
fast.
watch it, it goes fast because it's so good.
It's not the candy to me that it is to you, I guess, for personal reasons.
Yeah.
You gotta play Fallout.
Exactly. I'm coming from no place of familiarity. Yeah. No, I'm not taking that away from you.
How many
I only saw
Chroma
the
Rex?
first episode, and I didn't know like tonally what it was going to be. For some reason, I thought that whatever subject material aside, I'm not coming from that perspective. It was going to be like I won't kind of like mix the comedy with the serious and probably explosive, like almost like The Boys type of like balancing those types of like funny and then like holy shit type of things.
Yeah.
I thought the beginning started like that. I've only seen the first episode. She's someone. Where is she?
They know.
Banging her own cousin.
Yeah.
it's like,
That the vaults have become so like over the thousands of years. They're like they trade people out of vaults to like get married to people because it's such inbred that you can't marry your cousin. Like they're like they don't do it.
so they were in there that long.
Yes,
Because
200 years.
the original like world that they lived in was like the Jetsons world,
Yeah.
and I was just like, I think I missed some key details. I was like, what year was this supposed to be? Is this even Earth?
It's the future. Yeah, but it's a apocalyptic future.
That they kind of want the past also. So they're a futuristic past.
Yeah.
So they start out like
They got
50s, but future.
they have high def black and white television.
Yes. Yeah. They start like if the future never evolved into like what it evolved technology wise.
Old school music from
Old
like the
school
50s,
music,
40s,
just,
or 20s.
If you walk in with that and then know that it's like an apocalyptic, it's supposed to be like the Cold War. If
Yeah.
it's
That's why it has a lot of like the
futuristic.
propaganda. And,
Yeah.
That's literally what
Nuka-Cola.
it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nuka-Cola.
But I felt like once we got like into it, it was just like an incredibly dramatic, serious.
Oh
show.
yeah, it was. I feel like it does a very good job at like kind of like copying the game, where like the game at the beginning is very like like funny, very like upbeat, and then it hits the fans that like certain things aren't the way that they seem.
But do you feel like the rest of the season has like, is it just like a really serious show, or is it like
It ends up being like it has fun moments. Like I feel like it does have. its
There's
fun
comedy
moments.
in it. Yeah.
There is comedy in it, but it does have that undertone where like it's still like comedy, but you still know that something's going on, something's happening underneath the surface of everything. And that's what the is so good about like this show versus the game, is that the game had to go explore to find these vaults and figure out what was going on, and each vault has a different. I'm gonna say it because it's not really spoiler, because the game, it is what it is at this point. Is each vault is an experiment, and they designed it like, what would happen if this happened? What would happen if we made, for example, this is canon, so it already happened. What would happen if we made these people go into a vault who were drug addicts? and we supplied them with no drugs that got clean. And then we have somebody inside that opens up a cabinet that has all drugs. What would happen? And what happened in that vault was that they all ended up killing each other to try to get the drugs. They said and some people left the vault. So like a lot of people leave the vaults. So there is tech in that world, outside world, that's like futuristic. A lot of these futuristic tech came from, I think it was Fallout, the actual vault tech was the actual like company that was in charge of it. So they would put out a lot of the futuristic stuff, like and they're all working together, all these different companies. So they had like a robot, and he's voiced by my What We Do in the Shadows. The what's his name?
Oh crap!
What we do in the shadow.
New York City.
Yeah.
He's in the show, which I was like,
Laszlo and-
I did not expect that. That came out of left field. He's in the show, but he voices all the home robots that are like in the beginning of the game,
cool.
which is cool. And that robot you see a lot, and he actually can be a partner in the game also, which is cool. And I'm gonna have your thoughts on it since you're coming from not.
Yeah. So I think like I only knew of like what you've told me about it, but I think going into it in the first episode, I was kind of like Kyle. I didn't know what to expect. And then it felt like it took a bit to get to know who all these characters were before like things can actually start happening. I think the person whose plot moved the quickest was the girl's plot. Yeah, it's because she kind of kicks everything off. But like
She's been in the vault her whole life, and then she's coming out to the world being like, it's somebody who's super innocent.
Yeah,
Coming out to a world that's super violent.
she's super fun.
yeah.
Super fun. She's super like that vault's motto is like honesty and like helping out, and like that's their motto. They're relatively
Like we'll see how that mixes with the world outside.
Yeah.
not well, but because you're thinking about it, you're coming out to a world that's been decimated, and you have to fight to survive. That's like their motto is like you fend for yourself.
Will she hang on to who she is as a corp?
Don't spoil anything.
Or will she... No, just tell me.
She's ready to answer.
Yeah, she was about to.
I think she evolves.
It's got to back you.
She has to.
But
I think
you be a good person when it's all said and done, or she starts snapping necks. And stuff.
ooh, that's
Just keep watching. Let's do that.
I think it's. I feel like she's gonna kill people.
that's a question that gets answered and also is still unanswered. It's like
Well, the first episode, she almost kills.
she's
someone.
breaking. Like, by the end of the season, she's breaking as like her morals. Like she's the ending makes you question everything, like everything.
Actually, no. I have no questions about it. No, the first episode,
Kind of,
they set her up to be married,
yeah.
and he drops trout, and like as the viewer, you're like, oh, this isn't cool, but she just like looks him up and down. She's like,
Okay. Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah.
That's her. Okie dokie.
Yeah, that's her thing.
Yeah, innocent. And it's those people.
Okie dokie followed by sex. That's the thing.
That's a thing.
Okie dokie.
Those people in those vaults, or the people that scavenge are called scavengers. They're like canon in the game. They're not your main enemies because there is monsters in that game, like that are like just normal creatures that are like huge. And there's radiated bears.
Why not?
They're double the size of a bear. They're like very scary to run into. And I'm so glad in this show that you'll get to it. They eventually run up on these like animals like you would in like normal. And I was like, oh my God. Like it's just something that I was like, oh my God, this is so great. Because they're like actually using like whoever wrote
You get a
this
payoff
game
from what
did play the games very well. And like even the bobblehead, you can see them in the background. We're like in the game, you get the bobblehead to level up. And in the beginning of the show, it says she's naming all her stats like they would in the game. Like, oh, I have this much agility. You remember in the beginning where she's like, I'm very flexible. I'm this. I'm this. All those things she was naming were attributes that you can level up in the game. So that was very like really cool.
There's a lot of payoff for people
and so
who
when
play.
you see the bobbleheads, those things you get in the game to level up those. So it was cool to see.
Is the whole thumb to see that's based on the game too?
This is like their
Vault
logo,
Boy?
like the Vault
But
Boys.
No, the concept
the,
he's asking.
the origin behind what it's
They do
for
mention it in
in the game.
in the game. This is canon now. The show. In the
So
games,
it'll be in the
they
game
don't
now.
mention it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
The
they
show
don't.
presented this as like new information.
So a lot of the stuff like the new vaults are new. So that information of stuff you find out about the vaults that they're in is canon now. Because of this, it's canon. So they said anything from here is
I understand.
like moving forward what they're going to do in the games because they are developing the games. Obviously, they're going to have to after this.
Got their stuff together.
But it was very, and then I'm not worried. But they do mention something at the end that a game that I'm worried about. The last game they had was, I don't even want to say the name because it's the last game kind of bombed that they had.
Oh, I thought they upgraded it and everything.
Maybe
now
they
it's
did.
a little bit better. That's the one that's the multiplayer version.
Yeah, when it first came out.
Yeah,
apparently
when it
really
first
bad.
came out, it bombed.
Yeah.
I know.
And then they fixed
Because
it.
how do you like compare to a game that was really good before that?
Yeah,
But
it was just really glitchy. I think when it,
they have even the towns that are named in the game are named the same in this
Cool.
show. You run into them. The lore of them expands even more. It's really, really cool, and I'm really excited to see where everything's going to wind up.
Where do they start up at in the world?
that's how.
In the
Wondering,
vault,
too.
you're in the vault.
But
No,
which
but, like,
area?
yeah.
Which location? Like, where are you nearby? Are you in New Vegas? Are you in the pit?
You're technically in
Guam?
California. You're in a new
Oh,
location.
California.
You're
Oh,
in a
new location.
She
All
walks
right, that's
out
pretty
and
cool.
there's like a beach and
That's pretty
That's
sick.
cool.
or is there not water? I thought there was water, right?
Well, there's water at some point
There's
because
like dunes, and then you automatically like you see the pier with the Ferris wheel, and you're like you're in California.
Oh, they do show Ferris.
They do. That's why I'm like you're in California. So
The pier.
they do eventually talk about they have other locations. So you're like, okay, this is here, and then they talk about a big location, which makes sense geographically to without spoiling it geographically to California.
And then the apes rode up on horses and threw
What?
a net over
Yeah.
her.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
I like how
They were
like
talking.
everybody is just so like in the show are so they don't like saying vault dwellers because they're like F you guys, you left everybody out here, F you guys, which is realistic. Like they did leave. She does see like corpses when she comes out, like almost like Pompeii, like kind of corpses where you're like shit. What
Our question with that was that the house from the beginning?
What do you mean?
oh, the house with when he was doing a cowboy thing in the beginning.
And the nuke went off because they ran down into the
yeah, you did say
bunker,
that in the
so that they could have just come right back up and see.
No, it's different. These are like bigger vaults that you pay to have a spot in. So the vault tech is they would
Lost
go
us.
around- They would go around to house, and they'd sell you vault tech. You want a spot in this vault for your whole family, just in case they do drop bombs. Because if they do, you'll automatically have a place. Everybody else will have to wait because you have a place. So you were designated to a specific vault near your area where you lived, which would be like around the block or 2 blocks away or.
Plot nice, linear, follow front to back.
Yes, actually.
Yeah, I mean, there's flashbacks that.
Hey, I need a real answer because if it's like The Witcher.
Oh no!
Oh, yeah, we're bouncing back and
that's
forth
a
like
good-
a yo-yo.
That's a good point and a good question because I was watching the show and I was like, the thing that was giving me vibes of more than I expected was Westworld
Yes.
from HBO. And then when the episode ended and I saw who directed the episode, I was like, oh, this is Westworld. And Westworld is not a linear show. So it's a good question.
This is like
You know who directs episode 1?
kinda.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Patrick
Jonathan Nolan.
Oh,
Yeah.
I had no clue he was involved with this.
I didn't know it either until I saw the credits. I was like, oh, Jonathan Nolan.
okay.
It is linear, but linear in a way that you can understand it when they have flashbacks. It's not like you understand what's going on when they have
Fair.
flashbacks. So it's like flashbacks and then you're back.
Because like The Witcher is so unclear as to what the hell.
Yeah, The Witcher's confusing.
And then they're doing the speak, Witcher speak.
So
Made me
you'll
so
understand.
feel so dumb.
It's easier to understand because the flashbacks are so different than like where you're at
in the show,
Yeah.
like a desert.
And it's
nowhere
all Earth terms. It's not like, oh, in Kugeltsmeed we found the,
Yes.
the Harfnarb, and now I have to Flumpnode.
It's
I was
in
like, what the
Earth terms.
fuck does that mean?
It's in Earth terms. When they mention like Pip Boys, it's
Yeah,
their little
yeah.
eye watches that they have in their arms.
Yeah.
Like
that's
stuff
right,
from the
it's Pip
game.
Boy.
They actually
Yeah.
you could buy
Yeah.
it now. They
Oh,
sell it
that's
now.
sick. Yeah.
Matt's sold.
Yeah, Fallout's
Fallout.
cool.
Into it. It's cool. So I would say just keep pushing forward. The first it has to establish a plot.
Wish it was half-hour episodes, because then I would just watch that instead of Velma tonight. 'Cause now I gotta watch Velma, because that's shorter.
It'll be funnier than Velma.
Later episodes feel like shorter because it's like you want more information and you want more from it. So it is done well.
No, I was just saying. I think more happens in the other episodes. The first one it takes a while to establish who all these people are,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And I think it established the innocence of like the bolts versus
Outworld.
to innocence.
It's all an interesting
They're
concept.
pawns.
Yeah.
So walking in, just know that volts are pawns.
Yeah, I like the mystery of what happens too.
There's like a big mystery, and then Danning's like,
Who stole the cake?
Kinda, but it's like and the guy who plays the dad is the guy from
How many episodes did you watch?
the guy who plays the dad is
the guy from Twin Peaks. I was very excited. I was like,
I recognized two actors in episode 1. The no nose guy. He's Baby Billy. He's in Danny McBride shows, and he's kind of like, I know he's a good actor, but I've only seen him play comedic characters. So I think he used to be in Sons of Anarchy. I haven't seen that though.
he's very good. He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's great.
I enjoy
And then the other one was not gonna be mean. So it was a woman who walked into the what do you call those the shelters or whatever, and tried to set up the main female character with the guy that's
Yes.
creep. She wasn't in just like that.
oh, she was.
Yeah.
I noticed the kid with the brother with the big nose. He's
From a show way back in the day. You'll know when you see it. You'll understand.
because I recognized him from his nose, but I don't know exactly
Once you
what
see that
show he
fucker,
was.
you'll get what I mean.
And then you come back and go, I understand.
Oh.
You know what I mean.
You've seen his nose. You've seen it.
You will see his nose.
You've seen it.
the brother,
Is he the little one?
the little one.
Oh, I don't know if they even clearly said it was her brother.
It was her brother.
Yeah. I call him Shrimpo.
He's
He might as well be.
Oh, shrimpina.
he is in a kids show back in the day where I was like, he's in it, but he's an adult,
really?
so you wouldn't recognize him.
Oh,
unless
shoot.
you
I have to
like-
look him up. Okay.
And then there's also the girl, the woman who's in charge of the vaults, the
Rebel.
African American woman.
Never.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's from Deadpool. She's the woman that
Blind
she's
Owl.
the blind,
Yeah, Blind Owl, yeah.
blind owl
okay.
in Deadpool. And I was like, she looks very familiar. She didn't have the sunglasses on, so I was like,
Different person.
Yeah, completely different.
but she's in it.
Yeah.
And so far, and they also have a dog, which I was like, sold. I was like, you're sold. But the issue is, in the game, the dog was a German Shepherd, specifically a German Shepherd,
We're in Cali, baby.
and it's a Belgian Malinois. And his name is Dog Meat. That's his name. And
I just looked up who the short guy.
the middle, right?
He's that kid?
He's that kid. That's why I was like,
Oh, I remember that.
but he's
kid,
so grown
yeah.
up, you don't even know
Yeah,
what show he
yeah.
came from. You
He looks-
wouldn't even.
He's completely different.
Completely-
Yeah.
But I was like, that nose. I was like, that's how I know you.
Damn.
I thought he was like 40 years old.
Let me show
He
you.
just feel like a growth disorder.
Let me see.
He was born in 94.
What?
Oh,
I'm
older than
He
him.
just turned 30.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The ones with the suits is called the Brotherhood of Steel, and it's in the.
Oh, okay.
They're like crazy faction. They're like cult. almost. But this is the. I'm trying to get it closer. What's his name?
The news.
Mm.
He looks like that.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
Makes sense.
That's the same guy.
Yeah. That's what we said. It looks. I didn't recognize. I was like, that's him. I would have never put. I probably would have never even found out.
Let me zoom in.
Yeah.
His nose is.
Yeah, I get you. Well, okay. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Okay, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm not a part of this.
People express their politics, and you go, okay.
Yeah. All right.
But they have some episodes later where they like fall into a vault, which is kind of cool. And that one's
Do they fall out?
Is it like the
really.
scary vaults?
No,
I love Holland.
it's like a vault that actually exists in the game, and they did it justice really well. And it's just really cool. It's very cool.
Nice.
I want to watch it. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they keep doing good jobs with these adaptations recently.
I enjoy it. If they continue, I'll be very happy.
I'm very happy with the way the 2 shows I watched back to back was X-Men and Fallout, and I was like, all right, maybe there's hope in the world.
Oh, I thought the X-Men was going to be replaced by Velma.
No.
What timeline is that?
You guys said it was okay.
It was okay. Okay.
That's plenty of credit.
It was okay.
Around and around we go.
Bat. Make a bat sound.
Okay.
Love this.
It is a dolphin.
Well, it's the echolocation.
That's like a bat. Yeah.
No, they sound like...
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah.
That's how they
you go.
actually sound.
Fair enough.
I thought that sounded
They used to fly over the school
And they're-
swim at night because they're light.
and they're like in the sky and
They-
doing the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess depending on what kind of bat.
When they're biting me, they make. So what's Anyone But You?
It's a Sydney Sweeney romantic comedy movie.
Yeah.
And it's
It's
about.
a book.
Oh, it is.
What?
Oh, I can't read. Yeah, and it's on Netflix, and it's free for anybody to watch. And we were waiting for it to come out. It's basically this unlikely couple, but then people are pushing them together, but they won't be together. He's naked.
Yep. And they know that the people are trying to push them together and everything. And yep, he did get naked. And,
What a movie.
They end up Titanicing a little bit
Yeah.
at the end of the movie.
Yeah, she checks his butthole.
Yeah, and then that's like how they end up falling in love with each other. They're like, oh my God, we are in love with each other.
Yeah, that is right after they Titanic. Then they fall off the boat, and then they fall in love.
Yep.
Which part was the butthole?
They check his butthole for spider, for bug. There's something on him, and he's like,
I need to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was a spider.
yeah.
She like throws his clothes onto a
Into a
tree,
tree
and
in
everything,
the woods.
And she's like, "Hey, what about you?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Yeah, I'm fine. He's like,
I didn't know I could check like that. Fuck.
Yep.
and
Yeah, there
she's
was.
literally bending over, looking into his butthole. Which, if she knows that you don't have to check like that, interesting.
Yeah. Took me a second to recall the scene, but then I had the flashback of the end of the movie where they have a singing montage with scenes of the movie.
Oh, by
Including
the
that
song
scene.
Unwritten.
Yeah.
Yeah. Staring at the blank page.
Yeah.
The $2 song you could pay for now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's like they filmed
Easy
that.
day.
Apparently, them singing that in every scene.
Yes.
At the end of the movie,
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yep.
they sing it in every scene. It's a
I wish they AI'd it in. That would have been funny.
it was a basic romantic comedy.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was some of those in your life.
Yeah, it was a big old like nothing movie. It
I
was
just
fun.
don't understand, like, all because she left one night, that's the reason why she hates him so much, or he hates her so much. Like, she just left. She could have called them or whatever. I guess they didn't exchange numbers. So that's how it all happens.
Yeah.
She bounces
'cause-
after they had a night where they cuddled. Then he's all angry. He hates her.
They get together after they Titanic, and then he leaves because they're all in the same house, and then they pull the same crap.
We also saw a Sydney Sweeney.
Whoa. Was it the nunnery movie?
Oh.
Oh, how was that?
It was very graphic,
Whoa.
like a lot of blood,
Oh.
and like I didn't expect that. The plot was interesting. The plot was I think it was very original.
Mm.
And it did not go where you think it would be going.
Mm.
It was a good thriller for me. Less scary, more of thriller. It would be like Rosemary's Babies crossed with The Nun. in a better world.
Okay, because the nun is bad.
It gave me the flu.
Being the nun. Yeah. It was very graphic. It was like super.
Well, that's what makes it a horror.
Super.
That's
Thriller
wild.
plus graphics.
I
equals
thought it was just
horror.
like a religious movie.
It does have
I
a lot
thought it
of
was hard.
religious stuff in it. It's about a nun who enters a nunnery in, was it France? Where is it? Italy? And stuff happens because it's called Immaculate. You could do the math there. She's immaculately pregnant. And stuff starts to go down, and you're like, oh my god. But then it doesn't lead where you think it's going to lead. It does like a really big twist where you're like, oh shit, this is grounded. It feels grounded. It's less like
How many weeks?
paranormal. What?
How many weeks is it grounded?
12 weeks.
Yes. Whoa. One for each day of Christmas.
It wasn't scary to me though. It was more like a thriller, like a mystery thriller.
Yeah, that sounds cool. I wanted to watch that one.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
Very graphic. I'll repeat that one more time.
Yeah, I believe you.
Like you're gonna watch somebody cut open somebody.
Whoa.
Like, you're gonna watch it.
Was it good? How many crucifixes upside down would you give it out of Immaculate?
How many days of Christmas would you give it? out of 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, out of 12 weeks.
I would give it maybe like 6 or 7.
Wow. That's
okay.
nice.
Yeah,
But I walked in expecting a horror movie.
understandable.
Yeah. But I was like, oh my god.
Wow.
At the very end, I was like, Tony. I was like, oh my god.
Were you shook?
Sit down. The ending is very like, I'm like,
It was 4D too, so she was really.
Whoa.
everybody's there for boobs.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, I thought it was interesting. I like the concept of what they were doing with it.
I never seen it.
It's a good movie.
I hear.
It's a good movie. Good classic.
No, but I was gonna say, no, I liked because originally what I thought they were doing with the movie, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy this. But then they reveal something that I'm like, oh, this is a lot better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, so
Very grounded for our horror movie.
She's having the devil's baby.
Whoa. The priest did something on a feminine product and got her immaculately pregnant.
The priest let his little devil out onto that tampon.
Yeah.
I was rewatching something from like, I don't know, if like 15, 20 years ago. They're saying that David Copperfield's like next big trick at the time was that he was going to get a woman pregnant.
What?
Yeah,
Did he do it?
like as a magic trick. I don't know.
Interesting.
yeah, we should look that up.
I'll look that up.
Did they work?
Yeah.
What animal noise?
Capybara.
Whoa.
Okay.
Interesting.
Let's see, capybara. Got the little nose.
Tony's method. He had the bat. He became the animal. The
Yeah,
elephant.
sure,
He became that.
I think it started with the elephant.
Yeah.
right? All right.
Remember, they are related to beavers.
Oh, I think they're related to a beaver. What? It's
Did you think you made that noise?
Yeah, I totally made that noise.
Yeah. He's like, yes.
It was close enough. It was close enough.
That's not the same noise.
capybaras. I'm surprised have such a high pitched voice since they're like fairly big.
They're like cousins to rats. We're cousins to monkeys. They're cousins to rats. And also beavers for some reason.
Interesting.
They're all
Yeah.
like in that same family.
It was the Ticks dog.
Yeah, that one sounded like
You could talk.
Yeah.
sounded like a squeaky door.
And their teeth
Yeah.
kind of look like it too when you see them.
Yeah.
Like very
Beavery teeth.
beavery.
Mm.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
So cute.
Capybara.
Capybara.
Big connect.
I found like a whole article, but I'm not sure if it says the part I actually want to read.
About David
About
Copperfield?
Tony making noises.
Oh, okay. This is from boingboing.net.
Whoa.
Oh,
Sounds like where we watched the milk.
I was gonna say, yeah. Milk the maid.
I figure out how if I could fly through this paragraph.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
saw Copperfield at MGM in Vegas last fall. This is from 2005. And he did the Immaculate Conception trick. Basically, he picks a girl at random from the audience and proceeds to play out a romantic tale, which includes a very funny way of serenading her. He then shows a sonogram of her tummy, which reveals a baby inside.
What?
Baby.
What the
So the reader adds that the baby in the womb holds a card that another person from the audience has drawn on a paper and hidden. Up close magic. I'm not so sure about the touching part since the girl grabbed his ass while being escorted to the stage, and David Riley commented that his name was Copperfield, not Copperfield.
Oh,
I thought that it was a quick-witted humor, but a Google search revealed this page where the exact same scene is described. It would be too much of a coincidence if I saw this the same day. And like, so I think that was like a key part where like they did
staged.
stage something hard. Okay, so that's fun.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting.
Got a girl pregnant. Okay,
That's
And
fun.
it made it part of his show.
Yeah.
We had to put this card up there.
Yeah. I'm going to use this plunger.
It's gonna be so funny.
I asked Matt really quickly before you guys walked inside today. It was like, so we got Late Night with the Devil on the Voodoo
Oh,
and watched it, and we're ready to talk about it.
all right. Let's hear it.
Yeah, it was stinky.
Yeah.
It took like an hour and 15 minutes for there to be 5 minutes of an exorcism.
Thank you.
Not even, just demons.
I tried to like it.
I thought you did
You
like it.
did like it. Did you say? I thought you like. You said. Well, you said that like if you were to watch it, it's an unsettling movie,
Yeah.
and that
Go in with
You
the
were
go in,
watching it
watch
like
it.
a TV show.
Yeah, he said watch it like it was like a
Like
documentary.
it was just like an
You walk in
unsettling
being like,
documentary.
this is going to be a horror movie. It's not going to be a horror movie.
No, but there was that horror part, but it took an hour and
It
15
took a
to
very
get to.
long time
I
to
wish
get to
that
it.
whole part would have been the main part of the interview. Like, if you're going to interview the devil, you'd think that would be the largest part of your
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
No, but I understand where they were coming from with the movie though, because like the whole concept of it is that you're watching in just an
Oh, yeah.
unsettling documentary of it. So like that it still makes
It
sense
was
to
cool,
me.
that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Like the found
More
footage
horror.
part.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
like
but it's not a horror movie. That's what we were saying though when we were describing it. We said it's not a horror movie. We basically said that like watch it like it's an unsettling
It
documentary.
was more like an analog horror kind of thing.
Either. I don't know. I thought that I don't know, like the things that made me want to watch this movie and that were built up for, I guess, in my brain, only there was that somehow that it was able to do something original,
It did.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
and
It did say it.
I'm not even sure what the other thing is. I just and
You're allowed to like
I
it.
was like, I
Yeah.
didn't like it.
There's no problem with,
Yeah,
with
you
you're
like
not
that
enjoying
horror.
it. Yeah.
I didn't love it.
I
wanted
still
to
haven't
love
watched
it.
it. I still
said
wanna
I
watch
wanted
it.
to love it, like the concept.
I still think it was an interesting movie.
Yeah.
There was parts that were really funny, like when
Yeah.
the guy was having that whole thing where he's like, "Oh, Dakota,"
Yeah.
and then he like pukes up all the blacks.
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh my god!"
and it dies. And you're like,
Yeah, that was a little bit of a meme in itself. That
Yeah.
came up later on.
Yeah,
I do.
Oh my
I do
God.
want to watch it, but it's okay.
it's not a pivotal part. Don't worry.
Mm-mm.
I just had like this moment, like less than halfway through it. I'm like, this movie has done nothing so far for us, and that's not a good sign. I was like, movies don't have to follow like the act structure and all that, where it's like before the first commercial break, you're supposed to do something that ropes in the viewer so they stick around. I'm like, but it was just like,
Like I said, it felt like with the Blair Witch, where like nothing happened through, like they're just walking
Yeah.
through the forest.
okay, so they set up this premise before they actually get into like, let's now watch the recording of this show, and I won't get too specific, but they're just like, yeah, but the love of his life, and they did this and that, and he did weird shit in the woods dressed in an owl suit.
Yeah.
And then he started a TV show. I'm like, I wonder if that's pivotal information for the plot.
Like, maybe.
But
I like I the ending though. What
The
did you
ending
think of that?
confused
Yeah,
me
the ending
because I'm
confused me
not
too.
sure if it was someone or the guy.
they introduce,
Yeah.
They leave it really ambiguous.
It is very ambiguous.
they introduce a whole other concept of like is it legit or is it because of so I was like, wait, how much of it was woo? And I still don't know, but I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that, I guess.
I think I don't want to spoil it because I know you want to watch it.
That's whatever. He just gave up.
So
I don't care anymore.
I think it was that,
That's the mindset you should have going into this.
I think it was that he sold his soul, and that was him
makes sense.
selling his soul,
Yeah.
and now he's
When he
in-
started
now
up the
he's in a
show,
loop.
when he signed the contract for the show, and they had that whole
That's why his wife
rewind
died.
about everything.
That's why his wife died, because his wife died was because that's the price that he paid to be famous, and that's why he was in the owl suit in the forest. That's why he did all those things. Is he made the deal with a devil or one of the demon that was there, and the ending was just his purgatory. That was his purgatory.
I had good stuff in it. I felt like
there was good
I
stuff.
felt like
about
I
it.
felt like there was a good movie in there, or maybe
Yeah.
or maybe a good short film.
That's why I said I was like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
wanted to like it. I wanted to like it a lot more than I, thought.
It made me think of the Guillermo del Toro horror show.
Yes.
Cabinet of Curiosities.
Yes, yes, exactly. It felt like an episode like that.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
like, it's there.
like some of those were okay, and then other ones were like, "What was this?"
Yeah.
It's like combine a
Art.
good one and a weird one,
Yeah.
and then you get this movie.
Yeah.
Fair. Well,
Like
I'd
that.
highly recommend.
Mm.
Good. I can't wait to watch it. So excited.
All right. So you guys watched something called Baby Reindeer?
Oh yeah, that's the talk of the town. Everybody's watching that show.
That popped up
Apparently,
on something. Was that Netflix?
Yes,
who was it? Like
Olivia.
that? I thought I was going to say. I was like, what the hell is that show?
Yeah, because we had no clue what it was about, even. So I guess that was kind of cool going into it, like not really knowing anything.
It is crazy, the whole thing, and it's a true story.
Yeah, so it's about like a stalker, and then a guy's reaction to being in that situation,
To being stalked, even
yeah.
though he kind of like egged them on initially.
and then may egg on again. Now it
That's what
seems like.
and then like how he started up with like his whole comedy thing, and then getting like essayed by some guy that was supposed to be giving him a show and everything. Like he got him all zonked out on drugs, and then just like started doing weird stuff with him while he was
It's
knocked out.
a very good show. Like we were technically were binging it. We were like had
We
two
were
episodes
pretty
left.
deep in, because the first episode I feel like kind of grabs you, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, what's gonna happen?
And they're
next?
half
Some
an
of the
hour.
episodes aren't
They're
that
nice and
long.
short.
Yeah, I was just looking at the
No.
length of
Yes.
episodes.
Yeah.
So that when it ended, we're hanging out
It's
like
like 30 minutes.
Yeah, 30 minutes.
It's quick.
so
Yeah.
we were able
the
to get
episodes
through almost the whole season
Yeah.
in a night. We're like, oh, sick. Oh, next episode. And it's like, oh, it's only 7 episodes. We're on
Yeah.
5. So we're like, oh, almost done with the show. And we would have watched it, but it was like 12:30. We're like, oh.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool.
Recommend.
I do.
I think so.
It's an interesting show.
Is it good to
don't
get
wanna
into it
oversell
without
it.
knowing anything about it, the way that you got into
Yeah,
it?
I think so.
About it?
Yeah.
I think so. I think that's the better way to get in. Just kind of because it has its things. That's like, oh wow, this is like weird and interesting, and then they build upon it, and that's it. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like that You show where it's like, I'm a stalker.
I hate
but
that show.
hot.
I hate that show.
I've only seen like
We gave it
episode
like
4.
more than a solid shot, and we're just like, meh.
Yeah, and the each season makes it more stupid. And
Yeah.
it's insane. But
I think we've been
yeah,
on that.
yep.
The show, I feel like you feel kind of sympathetic for the stalker too, because it's not like where the you guy is just like a scumbag. Like this person, they actually give like parts where you can feel bad and understand why the guy also can't help but like get back into the situations that he does with them.
Yeah, what's cool is that they make the guy like he's going through it, and some parts are like, man, why is he being like this? And then they have the episode, and you're like, okay, that all those actions absolutely make sense. So it's cool.
Interesting.
I made a horrible error. I didn't make Tony make an animal sound before that.
Oh.
I would like to hear a cougar.
A cougar. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I feel like that was good. Yeah, it's part of the noise. I think.
Do claw things.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we have left. Migration.
Oh, that was cute. Yeah,
it's
you
cute.
guys saw
Oh, you guys
that
saw it?
movie.
Yeah.
That was a really
We
good
liked
movie.
it. It was cute.
So
It was
that
fun.
and then Godzilla.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yep.
Godzilla minus
Oh,
Oh yeah.
it was fun. It was cute.
Yeah.
I wish it had wrapped up the plot with the tall bird that wanted to eat them.
Yeah, they just kind of learned.
Oh, they
They
never
go,
showed up
okay,
again, right?
bye.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
They like F
Forgot
off
about
the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the movie's fun. It
Yeah.
becomes like a weird fighting the chef movie for like 90% of the movie.
That chef reminded me of one of our friends.
Oh yeah, and I think they kill him.
That's what it seems
Think
like.
they-
They do leave
did
him
they
in that
kill him? I
weird
don't remember.
helicopter
They
ship.
and they
They-
just let him fly by himself.
They fucking
Oh.
murder him.
I mean,
Oh.
somebody may have helped him
Yeah.
out, but yeah, he was in a real sticky situation.
But also how they handle other parts of the movie. Yeah, he's dead. But it was cute. It was fun,
Yeah.
and we watched it more than AJ did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we sat down with AJ to watch it, and then he was like, "All right, bye," and we're like, "Whoa, cute, fun movie."
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I remember
Oh,
it being fun.
AJ did love Suzumi though.
He did love Suzume
Suzumi, which one was Suzumi?
on Netflix. It was like the one in theaters that was about the door in the woods. It was like
Oh yeah,
The movie's like 4 hours long.
it feels like it's 4 hours long. It
Wow.
feels like it's 3 movies.
It does.
Oh.
I feel like 2 movies. Just because there's the first part is about the chair and blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
chasing the
chasing the chair,
chasing the doors.
things, and then a chair, and then
That's the
something
first movie.
happens.
Up till there.
Yeah, exactly.
They Kingdom Hearts him.
Exactly. They Kingdom Hearts the chair.
Yeah.
And then the other movie
Yeah,
starts,
the road-
which is
the indie road trip.
Yeah, the indie road trip movie.
That's strange. All right.
And
Yeah.
they're both like equal length movies. Like, and
It
it would have been perfectly fine if they closed the one part and just were like, wait for part 2.
I agree. Yeah, but then part 2 would have been a significantly more boring movie.
It would have been a little more boring, but I would have probably enjoyed it more as a 2-parter
I agree.
than I would have as one whole entire thing.
I watched the last quarter of the movie with my eyes closed,
That's how exciting it was.
but
Interesting.
I genuinely really liked the first half of the movie up till they Kingdom Hearts
Staff
the
was
chair.
cool, yeah.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like they could have still thrown more stuff into the second half to make it more exciting. Because, that second half,
The second half is about
they
a
really
girl
poop the bed.
trying to find a chair.
Yeah, because she loves it.
What?
Isn't
Yeah.
that such a funny concept? That's what it is. Like
It is.
the first movie is like sealing doors of darkness and making sure that the world doesn't get destroyed.
Yeah.
And then the second half of the movie is a girl trying to find a chair.
Huh. Interesting.
It's her childhood chair. And
Yeah, it
it's
is.
also like her boyfriend.
Yeah, her now boyfriend.
Now boyfriend.
The
Kind of
chairs-
started dating him when he was a chair.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, she did get the hots for him when she saw him that one time, but
Yeah.
really the courtship came when he was a
Whoa.
chair.
Yeah, chair guy.
Yep.
The guy became a chair?
Yes.
And then you sleep through the climax and you wake up and the movie's like, yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah. That's exactly how it goes. I kind of wish I followed your beat and fell asleep there in that part that you did, because I probably would have enjoyed the movie a lot more.
I thought it was an okay movie.
It was
I
an
thought
okay movie.
I thought
but
it was way
animation
too
is
long.
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
But damn, is it long.
Too
And
long.
boy, is that second half not as powerful as the first.
Whoa, is it like way more slow? Significant,
Interesting.
like halts to a stop to do the chase.
Grinding a halt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's a cute movie.
Mm.
It's I don't know. It's like a Miyazaki movie with way more boring stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know. That last Miyazaki film was pretty damn boring.
Really, the crane
Oh, that
one?
It's
sucks.
very hard to understand unless you're in his backstory.
man.
It was very.
Oh, wow.
It was it was beautiful. Like
Yeah, the
I would just
animation
watch
was
it to
beautiful,
Just
but-
watch the animation.
Yeah, yeah.
But the story is very his. It's from his life,
Oh, wow.
and like he put, like he put the characters that were in it from his based on his own life. So if you really don't know his life,
Yeah, it's hard to
it
understand.
it has a lot of like war references and he goes into this magical world, and it was very like I walked out being like, I'm gonna have to watch a video on that.
Man, I
You
didn't
know?
realize that movie was supposed to be kind of like autobiographical.
It is. It was like his experiences from like his childhood and like him being the main character.
Damn.
and the
Well, it sounds
crane and
neat.
the really
Damn it.
weird guys.
No, it's
Stop
not.
trying to
It's
stop
not-
trying
it's
to
not
sell
neat.
it. Stop trying to sell a boring movie.
It's not neat. It's not neat.
You guys keep talking about it. It sounds fun.
No. We're telling you it's not.
His life was boring.
Man, I'm
As
getting...
an artist,
Yeah, there you go.
As an artist.
About his boring life.
As an artist, I would say watch it because of the animation.
Well, see, you're literally telling me to watch it.
No,
and you're saying it
but
sucks.
don't watch it.
I don't
like,
know what
I
to do.
think
never
I
said don't
understand
watch
what you're getting at. About
I never
it. Like
said
I
don't
was
watch
excited about the movie, and now I'm like
Yeah, like lower your expectations.
a lot.
A lot.
It's like seeing March of the Penguins, being like, wow, they sure.
Go backwards
They sure
Yeah,
because the plot
backwards.
makes no sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
The plot is very complicated. It's very, it may have made sense to him, but it made no sense. Like
To anyone else.
Ah,
Damn, that's why.
maybe I'll get it. With
Maybe.
my
Animation's
little
good,
art
though.
brain.
Oh yeah, no,
Classic,
they always
beautiful.
do really good.
There's some
just
stuff
watched
with
the-
rocks.
there's
How funny would it be if I understand this movie perfectly but don't get the Witcher?
That's okay.
That'd be
Ponyo's-
really funny.
Ponyo's weird. It doesn't really make much sense.
None of
besides
his
it
movies
being-
make
Yeah,
sense.
Yeah.
That's,
like
that's a good
Pollo
point.
Rosso, like, why
Porco Rosso,
why-
yeah.
Rosso,
My
why
God,
is he
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Spirited
Howl's
Away.
Moving
Yeah.
Castle.
How's
Oh yeah.
Spirited Away?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have no idea what's going on through that whole entire movie.
There's a witch with a big nose,
And
then-
Eggman has his little.
Her parents are pigs. Her parents are pigs. The food looks
Yeah.
delicious.
The food did look really good.
That's why I watched
That
it.
is
The
Spirited Away. You just described it.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
food is
Yeah. Yeah.
gonna get none of it.
Yeah.
And then creatures steal your shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
steal shoes, and you fall in love with the dragon.
And you work in a bathhouse for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is the thing that did happen, huh? Yeah.
And this guy is stalking you.
Yeah, the no-face
No
man
faces.
One of my favorite
with
characters.
that mouth and
And Scarecrow guy, which was the prince.
Like I said, you fall in love with a dragon somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
was always with you.
Is there like a weird old lady in this one too, the crane one? 'Cause I feel like he loves weird old ladies.
Weird old man.
Oh, weird old man, because he's so.
Weird old man.
there was no old lady too. I thought there was.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
see,
God.
I know him.
There was 4 old women.
Yeah.
Oh, it's for them. You're
I
right.
do.
Hang out all together.
Where's all the old girls?
You combine them together in this movie like the Avengers of old women.
Oh, shit, that
That's
sounds
crazy.
awesome. Stop selling
Oh, my
it.
God.
I also get confused. They're like, your mom died in a terrible fire. I'm gonna marry this new lady, and she's already pregnant when I marry her.
Whoa.
Like, what? We're just gonna gloss over that.
Oh, there wasn't a time
God.
jump? I thought maybe there was a time
Maybe
jump.
there was, but it didn't translate well because I was like, okay, we're just gonna continue. All right.
wow.
The way gave me vibes of like Silent Hill
Yeah,
because did she ever make it out of there?
she does. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
You fell asleep during that part.
The climax.
I
when you
saw
wake
it
up.
years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Years.
Once you wake up and the movie's done, it's like, oh, that's pretty
Yeah.
good.
What was it? It was, oh, the crane. The boy in the crane. That's the movie.
Yeah.
The boy named Heron, right? Heron?
Oh,
Heron.
Potato.
The boy and his heroine.
Fancy
Oh,
heroin.
that sounds like way more interesting.
He was played by.
They're selling me all of this.
What?
Oh
Oh yeah, Robert Patterson.
You
yeah,
would
yeah.
not recognize that that was his voice.
So I've
What?
heard.
You
can't
he-
tell us him.
I don't know. He
me see
came
if
out of the
there's-
gate, and you're like, "Who? Is this really him?" Like, no, it's like more gravelly, more
Wow.
like old person. Like it's
Mm.
you looking up
Was he an actor or something?
No, I'm just
voice actor.
buying the boy and the heron.
Oh,
Why are you buying it?
let me
I
show
don't
you.
think you can because I was looking into it and apparently they only release it like a year after.
Oh really?
Yeah,
I didn't
something
even know that.
strange like that. Yeah.
Huh.
They never release a Miyazaki film immediately after it's out of theaters. They take
It'll
a
be
while.
available
Okay.
July 9th.
Has it been a year? Is that a year?
I think so. It says July 9th it comes out.
You guys ready for his voice?
Okay.
He's eating a fish.
Mm.
Oh, it's Tony doing animal sounds.
Yeah. I trained him.
Stealing your.
This is your car.
Heroin is really a guy.
Whoa.
Transform into a guy and then back into the bird.
Yeah, that was a whole weird thing. I forgot about that.
What?
Thing that Miyazaki does.
Yeah, it was really weird.
It reminds me of the mouse thing where they shrunk the big baby into a mouse.
Huh.
Was the movie where the brother and sister were romantically involved also a Miyazaki film? You bought it?
I bought it.
All of them? What? You bought it?
Yeah, we're gonna get it June 25th on Apple TV.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
The one was it it was like the kid who was a mailman or something.
Huh.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
That's not it.
No, but it was a weird one where
There's
like
one where like they paint on a hill. Is that the one?
Whoa.
top
that
of
one
Poppy
sounds.
Hill?
Yeah.
Poppy Hill one.
They were siblings.
there was one of them where they were like
Hmm.
romantically involved, and then they just found out like, wait, are we brother and sister?
Wait a
And then
second,
they're
I
like,
think that was the one, the Poppy Hill movie.
oh, is that one? Yeah,
Because that sounds familiar.
yeah. I
that's
just
like,
remember being like,
oh.
what?
You watch the cats something, the cats
The cat's meow.
or something. It was the cats something, and it was a Miyazaki film.
That was another really weird one.
Very weird one.
I don't know if I like Miyazaki.
Totoro.
Oh, Totoro. Remember Totoro?
With cat plush.
Castle in the Sky. I like that one.
Catch the Sky. House with the Castle.
You're right.
Totoro.
Okay,
It's good.
That was very like scenic.
Don't forget the good one.
Yeah. Oh man.
He did have a show. It was called Future Boy Conan. I always wanted to see it.
Let's watch it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's an
what is that about?
The
I
cat's
don't
meow.
know. Something
It is the Cat's Meow.
It's
The cat's.
Are you?
Oh my God!
I was
Really?
making a joke.
The Cat's Meow.
Meow.
I forgot. Ugly Sonic was the one who made that one.
You better get Shadow's got to say that in Sonic 3.
The cat's return. Sorry.
The cat.
Oh, Cat's yeah.
Very close.
Very
Cat's
close.
something.
Cat did something.
The cat's
They were all
call.
cats. It was really weird, and it just.
There's another. Yeah. I was like,
We watched a lot of them. The Porco Rosso.
We just decided to be like, let's power through and watch all of these.
Yeah. but
Yeah.
when
we were getting from the
we
library.
get from the library and we walk there and get. Here's
Yeah.
another one for the next year.
Yeah, no single person has hit after hit after hit.
True. You
You always got to have some stinkers in
Porco
there.
Rosso was kind of funny though. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah. He was an Italian pilot, right?
Yeah.
He was a pig.
He turned into a pig.
Guy in the arm.
He was always a pig.
I thought he was cursed to be a pig. He was cursed.
Right?
He's supposed to be Italian.
Oh, Princess.
Oh, you're right.
Princess Mononoke.
Oh, Princess Mononoke. Yeah,
and
I
Marley,
remember that.
that was
What about the one
No,
where
it was
the
there.
wolves turned into kids?
Wolf children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Trying to remember that one.
That was a book.
That's
That's
pretty much
the
it.
movie.
Yeah.
That's a
Wolves
big
turn into kids, and then that's about it.
Yeah.
And
one.
then
The dad died. The dad was
Oh, you're right. I do remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kids, but they're wolves.
What exactly did happen in
Nothing.
that movie?
Nothing. That's why I didn't
They
even
are
remember
wolf
it.
Children. We do. We remember it. They're wolf children. That's the whole fucking
I
deal.
swore something more happened.
The dad
I'm
died.
drawing a blank on it.
They
Yeah, the
lose a kid. They got to save the kid.
Yeah, the dad died.
They have to. They moved.
Yeah, they move.
Yeah.
She's all by herself with wolf kids.
And then, damn, I have these wolf kids.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what wolves are.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
And then something happens to one of them. She's like, I got to get that wolf kid.
Yeah.
boy, he's like rebellious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, we just want to be wolves. She's like,
Yeah.
It's like, no, you can't be wolves.
yeah. And then they're all wolves at the end.
Yeah.
Now that sounds right. That sounds like we hit all the beats.
You know what's a really, really good anime? What a really good anime is when Marley was there.
Whoa.
Oh, Marnie was Marnie. Yeah.
Marnie.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Very,
That was a really good
very
one.
Is that even Miyazaki?
I don't know if that's
What about
Miyazaki.
Firefly?
But it reminds me of him.
Yeah.
It's like it feels very devastating also, but not as bad as that one.
Wow.
Yeah, Great Firefly was like
That one.
was-
That was.
You know that was based on that photograph of that kid carrying his dead brother.
What?
Yeah.
I think that's all based on true story.
Yeah.
It's actually
based on a
that was
book, I
that
thought, right?
picture. It was a picture of a kid who carried his brother like on his little baby brother on his back to like where they were like recovering dead bodies.
The real story of Grave of the Firefly is worse than the movie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't he like eat the food or
Yeah,
something?
he didn't even give her the food.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking depressing. Anyway.
Your mom. I
Damn.
know it was depressing because your mom got up like
Yeah.
10 minutes.
I have to go.
I'm done.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, she couldn't even handle it. I was like, really? She shows us all this other crazy crap.
Yeah.
Like, was it the Four Brothers Christmas or whatever?
Four Brothers Christmas.
We talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. That was another terribly depressing movie. Yeah.
It's a good podcast in itself, just like depressing movies.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
Name the worst.
have the best competition.
Yeah.
All Mine to Give.
What's that?
Oh, Mighty Give. That's the name of
That's the name
it.
of the
That's the name of it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Was it about the kid whose mom's dying and he got to buy her shoes so she can go to heaven?
No, that's that song. It's Christmas shoes or something like that.
Yeah.
That song's funny.
Oh man.
All right. I mean, for what it's worth, I finished the show Invincible.
Oh.
Season 2, I mean.
How's season 2?
Invincible. It's good.
It's good?
It continues to be a good show. I was like, have you guys just moved on with your lives? Like, there's too many other
Too many other things.
We are. Yeah, because like,
Eventually get back to it, but
it's like you haven't watched The Boys, like, you know,
the boys we saw. Oh, not the other one.
Gen V.
Yeah, Gen V.
Oh, you saw the
That's
prior
one
season of The
episode.
Boys?
Yeah, the one with
okay.
Patriot something.
Yeah, the one with
Yeah,
Pete
Super
Manning.
Patriot.
We watched that.
Yeah.
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. There you go.
Soldier Boy.
Super
Yeah,
Patriot.
Super Patriot.
Nice.
Yeah, you know that Super Patriot.
You said it with
guy.
such confidence.
Yeah, Super Patriot.
Someone said we have to watch the Gen Z one.
Gen V.
Gen V.
Yeah.
From the
Really
first
well.
episode, we
was
did
good.
like it a lot. Yeah, it was cool.
They released a trailer for the new season of The Boys because that's coming out soon.
Dang.
Oh wow, really?
And I didn't watch the trailer yet, but I saw something like there's characters from that Gen V that gonna be in The Boys.
Damn it.
Yep.
So,
Forget Velma. Bye, Velma.
Oh my god.
it's the same vibe. Yeah, so
Yeah.
It's not like you're like, oh damn, entertainment.
It's just too much.
Yeah.
Not like what was that generation? What was that other one that was the animated show?
Oh, Diabolical.
Diabolical.
Oh, we didn't watch
the
that.
boys stuff.
You're not missing much.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, that one you could do a nice old pass on.
Yeah.
no season 2 of Diabolical. Was there? Interesting.
Dial what?
Diarrhea.
You should make that.
The Boys Diary.
Invincible continues to be the same show.
Okay,
that
good.
you would probably expect out of season 1, but it does introduce like the plot turns and twists in ways that you probably don't expect. Like from where season 1 left off, like expect sort of like this is the threat, right? And I feel like there's always like side threats going on. Like, yeah, that's cute and all, but like how does this play into the overall thing? But like characters get so like brutalized and fucked up, and it's just like I don't care. It's like, yeah, sure, if it's side plot, but yeah, they make every threat feel super real when it's like messing people up on that level. So I dig it. I do think it doesn't commit hard enough to killing people. To just say one thing of the criticism about it, it's like any time where it's like, oh, this one has to stick, then they find a way to make it unstick. I feel there might be exceptions, but I feel like anytime it's just like you expect it to hang on, they just pull it back out on you. But the story is doing really interesting things. There's where you leave off in season 2 is so different from where we left off in season 1. There's so many other dynamics brought into the story, some factors. I don't even want to get into it.
How many times does Invincible get his ass kicked?
Oh, how many episodes are there?
That's the best part. To watch him in the hospital for 3 episodes.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's always him in the hospital recuperating. It makes me wish that there was, like, from My Hero Academia, that nurse that just, like, just mooches him back to health immediately.
That'd be awesome.
Oh, man. That would be mic work. Okay. So I think we're finally winding down. We've been alluded to of this fact of sorts.
But we're not winding down, even though it's Cinco de Drinko.
We will, but not now.
Oh.
Cinco de Grunco.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the Optimism Corner. It's been a minute. So we've been alluding to this fact from Tony's discoveries, where I thought Tony was wrong, but indeed, I mean, all right. So let me clarify.
Keep it ambiguous.
Let me clarify. Geese do not have actual physical teeth. They do have like comb-like bristles just to balance the food in their mouth.
And what do combs have? Teeth.
Oh.
Wow.
And if anybody wants to know what they actually look
Whoa,
like,
that does look like teeth.
that is not
see?
teeth. They're bendable. They are not teeth.
What are they called?
Mushy teeth.
But they're like they're
I mean,
called-
technically, when we were like 5, our teeth were mushy and bendable.
Tomala is what they call.
Tomala.
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 Break out the.
It says geese teeth, also called.
You say geese teeth?
Sorry. It, they're actually on their tongue. They're not on their
What?
gums.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just balancing, really.
It reminds me of what whales have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
teeth?
Baleen plates.
It's not even plates on their tongue.
Oh yeah, birds are quite different than whales. Whales are more like us. They're mammals.
Well, we have fibrous belly and
Yeah.
sheaths or plates
Blowjob's crazy.
Krill in the ocean.
every day. I filter feed, bro.
Damn. I'd love to eat krillin.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Why are you doing this?
I must eat you.
I want whales and geese to have like diss tracks on each other now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would.
You call those teeth that coming
geese-
out of your tongue.
Yeah, literally. But I think geese would win because they're more aggressive.
Whoa, but a whale is big.
Yeah, but once you
Whales are
involve the
friendly.
geese's child, dude.
Forget it. They'll hiss at you. They'll do whatever it takes.
They are mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I go, I don't think whales by nature, unless it's a killer whale, are naturally aggressive.
Yeah, and you never see them hanging out with their kids, whales, unless you're watching the Tucuns in Avatar 2.
I thought they hang out. With
They
their
do
kids
for a
bit.
while.
Yeah, and then once they're old enough, they're like, oh, you can leave them there.
How long do the geese hang out with their kids for?
Like 2 weeks.
But I always see them with their kids.
For a little while.
They have a ton of kids, so they're more aggressive because they're like,
Oh,
these kids aren't letting me sleep. They have like 7 kids per bat.
Doesn't the whale, like, the kid hangs out under the whale?
Yeah, it's like right
Like a
next
weird
to the
spot?
whale.
Whale can't even see him?
It's almost like a manatee. Manatees do that too, except it's because their milk is in their armpit.
Oh.
Like it's actually in their armpit.
Like a
You see the baby
platypus?
will be like, yeah, the baby will be latched onto their armpit.
At what point do we just call that, like, sweat? The baby's drinking his sweat.
I just wonder, like, there's like a nipple under the armpit, an armpit nipple.
There's
Yes.
an armpit nipple? A pimple?
Yeah, a pimple.
Yeah. Give me that pimple.
Just drinking pus.
That's gross.
What?
That's
Sounds
crazy.
pretty
It's interesting. Hot.
Yeah.
Hey, girl, don't pop those pimples before we get in
save
bed.
some for Papa.
Papa. Wow, but can we see the nip?
That's just like sucking on its elbow. Want some milk?
Too dry.
Yeah.
Oh.
I do have really
Make
dry
manatee sounds,
nipples.
Tony.
Manatee.
Dry nipples.
There you go.
It's like nipples because they can feed on either side of their arm.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Because this person is double feeding.
Whoa. My God, this is crazy.
Possible, but he's
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
These are my kids.
Yeah.
Call them my bazookas.
Man, sea life is interesting.
That's super crazy.
It looks like that.
There you go. Thank you.
You see?
You got a little nipple.
A little nip. Aww.
Little nipple. Thank you.
It's like a skin
Yeah.
tag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you have 2 facts today?
That was it.
Wow, the armpit nipple?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. So I believe that we have yet one more segment to learn more about. It's his time for the Batwoman review of excellence.
I'm gonna go quick. I'm gonna try to get through it.
All right, let's see.
Not a lot happened, right? So we have Luscious. Last episode, he got shot because racist cop.
Oh.
Yeah. So this episode continues the racist cop saga.
Okay.
And he's told the crows that Luscious actually pulled the gun on him and tried to shoot him. That's why they gunned Luscious down.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Damn,
And,
all right.
And apparently, and I quote, they photoshopped the footage to make him have a gun.
photoshopped the footage.
Yeah, photoshopped the footage.
Like
To
frame by
make-
frame.
To make it so Luscious had a gun instead of his cell phone. And that's why Luscious got shot. So Luscious is in the hospital, and they say once he wakes up, they're going to send him to prison. That's the big thing of the episode. They're like, we got to get him up, and we got to get him fixed before they throw him in jail. It's like, well, he may be dying as well as a side thing. So Luscious is seeing visions of Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne's like, you're not that dead. You can't see your dad yet. And Luscious is like, I just want to see my dad. I just want to die. And he's like, Luscious.
Is this our first time seeing Bruce Wayne?
This is
Yeah,
our
I was
first
gonna
time.
say.
Yeah, now officially
Who played Bruce Wayne?
Guy.
Oh, all right.
I have no clue who he was. Just
Some
guy.
random guy.
And he just was like, Bruce Wayne? I was like, oh, cool. All right,
right.
we're here. We're doing this.
So wait, Bruce is dead then?
He's dead.
Oh, I thought he was just missing.
He's dead, and he's in Luscious's brain. So they have to find a way to get the original footage and prove Luscious innocent. And then also the sister girl is like, I've been growing the plant that saves Batwoman from the kryptonite, and we're going to give that to Luscious, and that's going to save his life.
This miracle plant.
Yeah, the miracle plant. The ashwagandha, whatever.
Horny goat weed ashwagandha.
Yeah. The miracle. So they end up not even being able to find the original footage because the Crows deleted it.
Oh.
And then the captain of the Crows goes, you guys, I have a feeling you deleted the footage or whatever. He has a conflict with them. And then the weird racist Crow guy is like, we got to kill him. We got to kill the captain of the Crows because he's going to tell everybody that we're racist. And then Batwoman saves the captain. And then she's like, you have to stop all the crows now. No more crows in the city. And he's like, okay. So then he goes on TV. He's like, I've built this legacy with the crows. And just like I built this legacy, I'm going to tear it down. No more crows in Gotham. No more private police. Just regular police. No more crows. And then Batwoman's like, oh, yeah, shit. We're trying to save Luscious. So she goes over to Luscious, and he's had the plant. And the whole time in the memory hole, Bruce is like, if you accept that you're going to die, then you can go see your dad, because then you are dead and he's in heaven. I'm here, he's over there. I don't know how it works. Bruce Wayne is purgatory.
Interesting.
So Luscious is like, yeah, this world sucks. They're racist and they killed me. And Bruce Wayne says something along the lines of, and once again, I loosely quote, they shot you because you're black, Luscious.
Oh my god.
What?
And you need to go back. Yes. And you need to go back and make a stand.
Fix racism?
You need to go back
Wow.
and fix racism.
That's a big task, Bruce.
Yeah. And Luscious is going, no, I want to die. I want to see my dad. I want to see my dad. I want to die.
I told him he had the choice, and then he was
I
like,
said no, you don't.
No, you're black. You have no choice. That is how it happens.
Wow. That's terrible.
And then he wakes up in the hospital from the plant.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. When I heard Bruce Wayne say, "'Cause you're black," I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, it blew my mind. So that was this episode of Batwoman. They're not even a real villain. Nothing really happens in the episodes besides that.
Batwoman wasn't even in this episode.
Yeah, she's just saves the captain
yeah.
from the crows.
Saves the
That's
captain,
it.
She got to do a B plot.
And they try to hack the crows again. We did this like 4 episodes ago. But yeah, more crows. Yeah, more crow hacking.
We gotta do crow hacking, you know.
Yeah. So that's it. That's the episode. I rate it 4 bats out of 15.
Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
Pretty high on bats.
Is it?
I can't even tell anymore.
And the victors.
I feel a little bad. We all got to have 2 noises out of Tony except for you. So would you like to take us out with
Yes, I would.
one last one?
I'm
for
trying to
time's
think.
sake?
Trying to find an animal that's relatively quiet.
Oh, quiet one.
Fucking noise.
I don't want to suggest. I want you to come up with it.
I know it's hard not to be like this one.
Yeah.
What does a zebra sound like?
Oh my god, I was going to do zebra before. That's so good. I'm so glad we got here. Okay, all right, let's zebra it out. All right. Okay, that's kind of like you're planted in there.
Yeah,
Zebras just kind of walk.
Well, he's got the hooves, right?
Yeah, but why
it's
is
the
he planted them like he was Knuckles?
Oh no!
Rats.
That's what zebra sound.
All right, let's see.
I feel like I have a guess for. I feel like I've heard it before.
I know what it sounds. I know because
So I thought zebras bark.
they do.
Okay.
Well,
Oh, all right. Let me try it again. Then.
No, you.
I was as many as possible. Yeah.
We've evolved. Are we getting a new gobble gobble at the end of this?
whoa.
Right? We're
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because
they sound like a
that's
donkey.
just
Whoa.
it's just barking with a donkey sound after.
They're like, think about a donkey.
Yeah.
Sound you mean? I don't even remember.
I don't know.
No, but he's evolved from saying the sound.
That's true. That's true.
How we
I
started.
didn't go woof woof.
With a little bit of practice.
Yeah.
Now gobble.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Puffing my feathers up.
Because it's all one.
This is how he got better. He became method.
It actually got worse. He now sounds like a pigeon.
Yeah, he's
They're both birds.
yeah,
He's in the right animal.
he's not saying gobble gobble gobble.
That's true.
It's a growth.
I think it's
In what direction I'm not sure.
he was very close
But
to
he
getting
grew.
it the first time, and then
I was closer with grobble grobble.
you were.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I could hear it making
Yeah.
that. If anyone needed proof that method acting works,
He sounds like a chicken.
where's your new gobble gobble?
I don't need.
I don't need a new
I
gobble.
never needed a new gobble gobble. It was his gobble gobble that was like. And then there was people walking by and like, Tony, shut up. I don't want.
But now he's gonna go.
And they're going to be like, oh my God, that new turkey that they had looks so like us.
The missing link between man and turkey.
much.
Everyone, thank you so much for checking out episode 201 of the Pseudo Adults podcast. I think we learned a lot. Tony is now the master of animal impressions.
I gotta take this man home.
Oh, there's Andy Gobbles. Everybody heard him? Andy Gobbles.
We'll catch you on the next episode, everyone.
I'm
I'm Alex.
I'm going.
Let's start.
And I'm We're Pseudo Adults.